Oh, Bobby's
up,
here.
dude?
Bobby, what's up, bro?
What's up? What's up? How's
Got a
everyone
banger
doing?
stream today, bro. Excited to talk to you.
Back to back. Let's hit it off. Let's go big.
Back to back.
Let's go
Let's
bold.
go big. You had some interesting tweets over the last week. It seems like you're ready to kind of push this thing into high gear, huh?
Are we? Did I? What did I say?
Let's see what you said. Share this tab. You said, you were just flexing a little bit here. Let me pull it up. You said, ladies and gentlemen, I've raised over $250 million for my companies over the past 15 years. Raising is thrilling, exhausting, and pretty exclusive, but nothing is purer than having a liquid ass pump.
You could just call that the truth. I was just stating facts.
You were just stating facts, but
He's keeping it 100.
Keeping it a buck, man. We love that's I think what we can respect about Bobby. He keeps it a stack all the time. But you wanna? We can just jump into it. You want to just start by covering this this tweet you had talking about the next steps for DUPE and where you guys are headed.
Yeah, I think this tweet kind of says a lot. The thing that like we're very interested in, and the thing we're leading into is like, and the more that we're kind of talking to brands, I spent a considerable amount of time with Fortune 100 brands at this point with DUPE, is these brands understand that a lot of shopping behavior is going to LLMs. They're seeing it. Like, these are brands that spend billions of dollars across Meta, TikTok, Google. They invest in SEO. They do all this work, and they're just getting eaten alive with CPM, CPAs, and now with SEO just like not really working as well for them. Their traffic from Google has just been taking a hit, and they're seeing LLMs kind of come into the fray and do more legwork to help users find products. And we saw big announcements this week. Was it this week? Yeah, I think on Monday, right? From OpenAI and Shop and Stripe, all kind of doubling down on the thesis that we've presented, that we've been working on for a while. And like, none of this stuff is accidental, guys. Like, we talk to leaders at these companies. We know the stuff that they're working on. We get to kind of see where the puck is going, which is why we can be, more. We don't have to prognosticate. Let's just put it that way. We kind of see where things are going, because we have scale, and a lot of these companies want to partner with us, and so they kind of lift the kimono and they show us the stuff that they're working on. And like DUPE, and how kind of DUPE fits into this whole stack is, I've kind of mentioned this, I think, on your stream before. Like, we have an MCP and an of our own, and we ultimately, the brands are seeing us as a price oracle. These LLMs will see us as a price oracle, because what they know is like, all right, someone wants, a blue denim jacket, but they're not necessarily like, they don't necessarily have like the next level understanding of like, okay, is this the same jacket as this other jacket? Are they priced competitively or differently? Like, is one pumping their margin more than the other? So let's prioritize this other one that's more likely to sell, or more likely to be bought by the user. And so that, that's like a really big opportunity. And that's the thing that our product has done a really good job of for the last year and a half. And that's kind of like what this post is talking about, is like, all of these LLMs are going to need like a Bloomberg terminal type pricing oracle that surface the best deals, the best products, similar products, that help the customer buy. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but that was kind of like what this is pointing to.
No, that's sick. And you guys, you're launching in the App Store here pretty soon, right? I don't think a lot of people know about your initiative there, like your plans. You have a big rollout coming. Maybe you want to talk on that?
Yeah, we have a huge. Our job in November is to dethrone ChatGPT in the App Store. I've made this claim internally in our company that this is going to happen. We're going to force the outcome. It's going to happen. And I believe it's going to happen. And if we get our launch timing right, Right now we're targeting November 1st, but it should happen in the first week of November, where we dethrone ChatGPT as the top app in the App Store. So this app is like using all of the best, absolutely best tech that we have. It's got product research baked into it. It's faster, it's sexier, it's easier to use, but ultimately it's also just stickier. It's a much friendlier user experience. So we're kind of putting a lot into this app. The MCP and API is also launching in Q4 for a lot of these brands to tap into. Like one thing that we've heard from brands is this idea of like last mile price beating, which is very interesting because when people come to Dupe, they're looking for the last mile price, right? Like when people come to Dupe, they buy within like 1 day of coming to Dupe. So it's very fast. The turnaround is very fast. So they want to do the research, and these brands are coming to us. Like, and guys, these are like brands that you would know. Like these are brands that you shop at right now. They're coming to us and saying, dude, like we also sell these products. We don't know what pricing, these competitors are offering. We're listed together on Dupe's website. Is there a way for us to dynamic, inject a new price that allows us to beat our competitor on page? Like that is a huge deal. And you think about I'm going to ask you guys a question. How often do you guys think Amazon changes the pricing on their products?
Dude, I feel like they probably change it on like one specific product, or
And
probably
on
daily,
products,
right?
on average, daily?
I don't know. You can track it, right? You can track where it's been cheap and when it's been expensive and
No, I'm
stuff, right?
asking you, like how long do you think it takes before they change it? Just like average, just like your instinct.
A
What do you
week,
think?
a week.
Once every 10 minutes.
Wow.
So So if you're Walmart, that's a problem for you because you don't know how to price your product anymore. And then Dupe comes in and we have real-time pricing. So Amazon's just constantly just beating the shit out of all of these other brands because they're just changing their price every 10 minutes. And so now these brands understand, okay, like can we also dynamically do this? And Dupe is seeing all these prices. We're sitting in your UI in this generative marketplace where millions of people are seeing our products next to our competitors. We can beat our competitors' products, but we don't today because we don't know how they're pricing, because we don't know, and we don't know what else these users are buying on these sites, right? Like except for our own. And so this is the kind of stuff now that this is the stuff I'm like excited to roll out, because brands have been talking to us about this stuff for months, that they've been wanting this stuff.
So are you building this pricing oracle?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, just to be clear, like we have it, like that's what we use. That's how our product functions. But this MCP and API allows us to roll it out to anyone out there to use it. And they'll be able to monetize the links, because remember, we have affiliate links on all this stuff. So if you, Dinero Dom, go build a shopping app and you want to MCP into Dupe, and your AI chatbot inside of your app is now leveraging Dupe's infra. Anytime a user clicks links inside of your app, you're making money without you doing any work, just because we've already done all that work.
And
So
so
yeah.
now you're in those conversations where you have these companies coming to you like, you can just plug this in and they can instantly start benefiting from this oracle, price oracle and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what? That kind of brings me to my next point, which is part of this tweet I actually have. If I can open it up. Part of this tweet, or was it this tweet? Was this person that quote tweeted? He said, "Hello, 12 million raised from VCs, 17 million users, and $88 million of sold products. If you see this and you miss Dupe, y'all are blind." I think he has a good point. I think most people actually miss this. I remember the first run up Dupe had, people were like, "Oh, it's the furniture company." And I think many missed like just the scale of size. I also saw a great graphic from I forget the Twitter account, basically showing how many users you have. But can you just talk about like the size of Dupe, the user base you guys have? Because 17 million users is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like the largest ICM like product. Yeah, I mean, I think we've been pretty open about this. Like we have scale, like we reach a lot of people every month. We have multiple surface areas. We have our extension. We have a current mobile app that we're going to be sunsetting for the new one. We have our newsletter. We have our website. So it's just like we have a fairly large surface area. And we're just getting started on like the growth efforts. Like most of our growth is still organic, it's like people telling other people sort of thing. So and that's obviously the best type of growth. And you know, we would kill for that all day, every day. But we're actually like throwing a lot of our weight behind marketing in Q4. So that will explode dupe, and it's a shopping season, so it's like a good reason to load dupe in Q4. So yeah, this is a cool chart. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, it's pretty big. It's like
it's a cool chart. Peace Terminal though, he needs to grab that 17 million and like double its size compared to the next one. That's what he's missing.
Yeah. What is this? This is some fugazi ass chart, dude. What is that?
It's not scaled to size. It's not scaled to
this
size.
This is logarithmic. He did it logarithmically. That's what he did. I mean, come on.
Come on, dude.
So well, Bobby, you're saying Q4 huge marketing push. I mean, for a product like Dupe, you're kind of paving the way for ICM, and I think you're touching mainstream in a way that many haven't, or some are just kind of inching up to that. Like, what does marketing look like for an ICM project like yours?
Super Bowl ad.
We're Super Bowl ad if we can get the volume to where we need it to be. I already committed this in the summer to it. You know, so it is a little bit volume dependent on that. But I mean, we're going to be on like major podcasts, a lot of scaled meta ads. There's going to be connected TV ads. There's incentives, like, you know, we're doing like a million dupe for app install day to get people to invite their friends. So it's a lot of that stuff. We obviously also have a huge PR push. We've been on the Today Show. There's a lot of, I can't name names, but there's a lot of other shows like the Today Show that we're talking to, and like the Today Show is like one of the single largest days in Dupe's history, and that happened over a summer. So like doing something like that during holiday season is going to be kind of like insanely explosive. So this stuff has been in the works for months, though. Like it's not like this stuff is not happening accidentally. You know, like we knew Q was an important milestone for us, so we're moving like hell to make it so.
One of those strategies is going to be that app store thing where you have everyone kind of go and pre-download the app, right? And shoot you guys to number one. Can you talk about that real quick and just explain that process?
Yeah. So like the growth hack I'm using is we're doing pre-installs. So people will be able to go pre-install the app. The way the app store counts, like the app rankings is on a 24-hour clock. So the apps that get the most installs in a 24-hour period, or the most downloads in a 24-hour period, rocket up to the top. So typically that's ChatGPT gets the most. And our job is to get more pre-installs than ChatGPT does for that single day download event. And then the halo effect of that is the discoverability of Dupe just goes through the roof. So you have just a halo effect of hundreds of thousands of people downloading your app just because like you rocket it up to the top of the app store, right? So I don't think this gets leveraged enough. Like people are very quick to rush out and put their app up. But if you do it correctly, and you know, like growth hacking's kind of something that I know, but if you do it correctly, like you can really make the most of launch day. So that's how we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great breakdown. I understood it, but I wanted you to explain it again because you talked about it on our podcast, and I thought that was a pretty brilliant strategy. So super cool, man. You guys got a lot of big stuff in the works. Any alpha you want to spill? How much percentage are you guys up to for accumulations? I know you guys kind of bottom ticked your own chart there. You've been looking good since.
We are at 22.5%, maybe at this point. 22.5, maybe coming up on 23.
USD terms, what does that look like? Flushing into the chart.
Well, let's see. I mean, I guess I don't know. I mean, I really don't know off the top of my head, but I can log into our treasury and see what our treasury is valued at right now. Stand by.
While you do that,
you've deployed several $1 million, right?
Yeah.
$3.4 million plus another 56K plus another 48K plus another 28. I don't know, like 3.5 million is like the value of the treasury right now, and we probably deployed like 2.5.
You've been bottom ticking a lot of these charts. You bottom ticked yours, Launchcoin's. I guess just for some of the builders out there, I mean, like, what's your thought process behind this strategy? Like for anyone else kind of looking to utilize their treasury in this.
Yeah. I actually think like founders should look to do that only if you understand like how to invest. Obviously, like don't top blast chart. I mean, obviously, like, be sensible about where you put your money. Like there's been a lot of like opportunities for us to get into the bottom of different charts. I just don't know enough about the founders. I don't know enough about the track record, So like, I just don't waste my time with it, even though the 3x or 4x is like staring at me right in the face. So we go after, we go after things that are obviously going to be big because the founder is legit, or the community is legit, and everyone is kind of sourpuss on it. That's like the perfect time, right? And that's basically what Launchcoin was at the bottom when we bought. Like we bought it at the bottom, which is dope. Like I'm in the Believe Big Brains channel, which is like 500 person group or whatever, and the amount of shit that Ben was getting in that group, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is exactly why. Like we need to buy this for Dupe's Treasury today. Which is why we had the Deal Daddy rally. The Deal Daddy rally gave it a 55% boost up, and now it's what 120% from where it was when we bought it. And we've done this for many other companies, and we'll continue to do it. The reason we're doing it, quite simply, is because we're not going to sell Dupe, but we can sell these other coins. So you need to find leverage, right? Like you need to make the most out of your treasury. We're not going to hold Launchcoin forever. We're not going to hold Startup forever. We're not going to hold, all these like other coins that we own. We own PQ. We own, there's like two others. I don't know that I'm ready to talk about them yet, but we own two others. So we're still buying those up a little bit, that we think will just do really well. So, but we're not going to hold those forever. Dupe, we're going to hold. So we're not going to touch it. But these other ones are going to give us ammo. They'll multiply our money so that we can buy Dupe. That's how we think about it.
There you go, bro. There you go. I want to hear your input on this. The last time we heard from Ben was a podcast with you. We haven't really seen him out here publicly recently. When can we expect more podcasts with Ben? What's going on there?
I don't know, dude. I don't know when Ben is doing a podcast. But I know the flywheel is like, it's there. It's like imminent, and it's going to be shipping here pretty soon. So, they obviously dropped their teaser video intimating that. So I think Ben is like fully focused on that, which he should be, because that's like I think that's pretty much like the only thing ICM cares about right now.
Flywheel. Yeah. Hey, the Belief's been picking up the whole eco.
Yeah, the whole eco's been going off, man. And your chart, like we said earlier, you bottom ticked that. But I'm just happy to see all this payoff, Bobby. I'm thinking back to when you were first on the stream months ago, and you had the vision, obviously, just as a founder, you planned for all these things to happen. But it's just amazing to see, where you guys were when we first started, versus to where we are now, with SEC. In the direction that the regulatory landscape here in the U.S. is moving. So proud of you, man.
Thank you. Yeah. What do you guys think about what's happening with the SEC? Like, what do you think? What do you think is the next move that the SEC is going to make? Prognosticate.
That's a good question.
They're moving fast to bring. It seems like they're moving fast to bring markets on chain. I don't know. I think they want some of these publicly traded companies on chain first, and then we can probably transition to more private companies and the degenerate stuff that we like to trade over here. So what do you think?
We're inching closer and closer to literal, what Believe's vision is, like real companies launching on chain. Like, I mean, we do it here in our little small echo chamber, but I think that.
By the way, can I just say something? Hey, you guys are like the biggest Ponzi I've ever seen. Now I've noticed what your game is, and it's really. I mean, sorry, I mean this in like the most positive
Who's that, MCG?
way. Just like this whole little cabal that's on this call right now. Y'all bring in like the fucking you buy the coins before you bring them onto the show, and you fucking bullpost them, and then you ride it to the top, and then you put out a tweet saying, "See,
game is game."
Then you guys put out fucking tweets saying, "See, I told you this was going to go up." Then I don't know if you're selling at the top or not.
Hey, man, we have receipts.
You're reinforcing that anytime we talk about a coin, you should buy this show.
Bobby, we called your chart at 7 mil recently, or 6 mil.
4.
Live on 4 mil. and it's now 14 mils. So that theory doesn't hold any water.
And we're
whatsoever.
dumping all of our bags right
Yeah,
now.
we're sending
streaming
it
with
back
you.
to 4 mil, baby.
Skill issue.
Yeah,
No, Bobby's cracked the code for real.
we love that. That was funny.
I know. I think. Yeah. I saw this happen with like the last three things that you guys talked about. I was like, wow, these guys. Like, I'm tempted to just buy anything you talk about because I know you're gonna force the fucking outcome. You know, like,
MCG has just
but I
been
don't.
recently. You should.
You should. You see,
Product
you see
stock
that guy
price,
right there? That's the alpha. It's not Dupe. It's not all these other companies. It's MCG. MCG is the alpha. If they're talking about a company, if it's up on stage, buy the goddamn thing. That's what I took away.
So basically, guys, what he's saying is Dupe Treasury is going to start full porting everything MCG talks about. So do what you will with that.
I've got almost $4 million ready to go. Let's go. Let's just dump it into the market and see what happens.
Big whale.
All right, thanks, man. It was great having you on, and great to get your takes and updates. We gotta bring the next.
Most
Who's
positive
that,
way.
MCG?
Just like, this whole when Ben is doing a podcast, but I know the flywheel is like it's there. It's like imminent, and it's gonna be shipping here pretty soon. So they obviously dropped their teaser video intimating that. So I think Ben is like fully focused on that, which he should be. Because that's like I think that's pretty much like the only thing ICM cares about right now.
Flywheel. Yeah. Hey, the belief's been picking up the whole eco.
Yeah, the whole eco's been going off, man. And your chart, like we said earlier, you bottom ticked that. But I'm just happy to see all this pay off, Bobby. I'm thinking back to when you were first on the stream months ago, and you had the vision, obviously, just as a founder, you planned for all these things to happen. But it's just amazing to see, where you guys were when we first started, versus to where we are now, with SEC, in the direction that the regulatory landscape here in the US is moving. So proud of you, man.
Thank you. Yeah. What do you guys think about what's happening with the SEC? Like, what
awesome.
do you think is the next move that the SEC is going to make? Prognosticate.
That's a good question.
They're moving fast to bring. It seems like they're moving fast to bring markets on chain. I don't know. I think they want some of these publicly traded companies on chain first, and then we can probably transition to more private companies and, the degenerate stuff that we like to trade over here. So what do you think?
We're inching closer and closer to literal, what believes vision is, like real companies launching on chain. Like, I mean, we do it here in our little small echo chamber, but I think that.
By the way, can I just say something? Hey, you guys are like the biggest Ponzi I've ever seen. Now I've noticed what your game is, and it's really. I mean this in like the most positive
Who's that, MCG?
way. Just like this whole little cabal that's on this call right now. Y'all bring in like the fucking you buy the coins before you bring them onto the show, and you fucking bull post them, and then you ride it to the top, and then you put out a tweet saying, "See,
game is game."
Then you guys put out fucking tweets saying, "See, I told you this was going to go up." Then I don't know if you're selling at the top or not.
Hey, man, we have receipts.
You're reinforcing that anytime we talk about a coin, you should buy this show.
Bobby, we called your chart at 7 mil recently, or 6 mil. Live on 4 mil, and it's now 14 mil. So that theory doesn't hold any water.
And we're dumping all of our bags right now.
Yeah, we're sending it back to 4 mil, baby.
Skill issue.
No, Bobby's cracked the code for real.
We love that. That was funny.
I know. I think. I saw this happen with like the last three things that you guys talked about. I was like, wow, these guys. Like, I'm tempted to just buy anything you talk about because I know you're gonna force the fucking outcome.
MCG has just been
but I don't.
Recently. You should.
You should. You see that guy right there? That's the alpha. It's not Dupe. It's not all these other companies. It's MCG. MCG is the alpha. If they're talking about a company, if it's up on stage, buy the goddamn thing. That's what I took away.
So basically, guys, what he's saying is Dupe Treasury is going to start full porting everything MCG talks about. So do what you will with that.
I've got almost $4 million ready to go. Let's go. Let's just dump it into the market and see what happens.
Big whale.
All right, thanks, man. It was great having you on, and great to get your takes and updates. We gotta bring the next guest on. So thanks, Bobby.
Love it.
Much love, Bobby.
All right.
Appreciate you, Bobby.
See ya.
Well, the
GM. What's up, y'all? Another great day in the markets. I mean that kind of sarcastically. How's everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. A King's mentality. What's happening? Greetings. Appreciate you joining us from YouTube as usual. Josh, my main man. What's up, bro?
Good. May saw. Yeah, no, good. I mean hear that end to the Bobby segment there. Nope.
I love it. I literally love it.
Yeah, I love it. It was that I don't think we ever posted a clip of that. That needs to be added to the clip segment. So yeah, man, that was funny. That was an iconic one. And look, Bobby called it. I put pre-show on because obviously it's hot right now. But Bobby in that segment exactly said what he was about to do. Said Q4, November, think about when Black Friday is and all these events. That's all happened, and he delivered today. So he delivered for dupe holders. He delivered for his dupe customers because all of them are earning dupe. But yeah, pretty awesome. So
Nice. Yeah. Pretty awesome to see where Bobby is taking dupe right now. We covered the news yesterday and in the days prior, but I wanted to share the chart on dupe if you guys haven't seen it yet. Dupe is absolutely going freaking nuts today. As you can see, this chart looks insane. But man, hit a high, local high of 31 mil. Love to see it. So a lot of action happening here on chain. GM Top Fumbler, hope you're doing well, bro. Welcome to the stream. What else? Let's look at let's start top down.
can we I want to go through a couple things on dupe actually first because these are things that we've covered. I put out a tweet this morning here. Chill, I don't know if you can grab that from private. And I also want to shout out someone that I'd love to have on the show that commented in the replies to this tweet. So Deal Daddy, blah blah, got his app #1 in the App Store, and he did that by having users pre-download the app. So when the app went live, all these pre-downloads all of a sudden got batched into that 1 24-hour period. And how the App Store ranking works is it basically reads how many apps are downloaded in that 24-hour period, and those pre-downloads count to that. And so today, dupe is #1, and it's not necessary that maybe dupe long term holds that #1 spot over OpenAI, but I mean OpenAI is massive, of course. But I think for today and hopefully for as long as possible, that is a huge marketing engine. It gets obviously Twitter talking, but if you open up your app store today as an iOS user, you'll see dupe at the top. So it will bring in a bunch of organic that is just outside of, all the pre-downloads. So that's kind of a big piece to it. But also on the side there on the right, a recent investment from FinTech.io, Sean Lippel maybe, bought a 5% starter position. Starter position. He did that at 20 mil. So 5% is a milli at 20 mil. And yeah, I mean, today that's, hit 30 mil. So he's already up, what is that, 50% on his position. So shout out Sean. If you're listening to this, Sean, would love to have you on. And just to kind of understand your kind of thesis, Sean is a GP at FinTech.io and FinTech Collective, sorry. FinTech Collective has backed 91 companies and also is, I guess, is a liquid token fund, maybe kind of like VC / liquid token fund, but clearly to kind of go through the DD and investment mandates and then take a stake in Dupe, the token. I don't know if he owns some of the equity. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but notable on that. So I would love to have Sean on. Sean is a DeFi guy. I mean, if you go to Sean Lapel or Stablecoin Sean, it says hashtag DeFi right at the top of his profile. So clearly he's been in the game for a while. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all to say on that, but starting to see liquid token funds maybe bidding ICM, and this, you need one to make money and then the rest pay attention. And here's the one that's up 50% on their investment in like 3 weeks, and so maybe the rest will pay attention.
That's honestly goes into kind of my thesis a little bit, just as far as ICM attracting liquid token funds, investment firms, just bigger capital that's like non-native, non-crypto native, and then also that's non-degen, right? Like you have a lot of degens that will take the risk and buy these companies, invest in these companies, but you have to have also like attract new larger pools of capital, and I think that's what ICM is on the verge of tapping into. And look, I think you guys might like the previews of tweets, but I got a thread coming out at some point. Might be during the stream, might be later today. We'll see. But here is a CPT / SOAR thread that I'm working on, and it actually kind of outlines the importance of the DRP token standard with SOAR, and basically the TLDR. It just ties the tokens. It ties the tokens to the value of the company, right? But that's kind of this whole breakdown of the SOAR tokenomics. But essentially what I said later on in the thread is paradigm investing in MetaDAO shows there is an appetite for models that limit downside and maximize accountability and investor safety, right? That's what MetaDAO unlocked earlier on. They're starting to catch on. Obviously, SOAR had just did their first launch. So I think the proof of concept is basically like unfolding before our eyes right now. But basically, with this legal framework in place that SOAR has brought forth with the DRP standard, it's debt, right? It's debt that needs to be paid back, and there's a legal framework around that. So that means there's accountability to the team. And so on top of that, this could end up, I basically said, with this legal framework in place, it's not far-fetched to think this platform can onboard new liquidity through bigger VCs and other maybe Web 2 investment firms. And I was going to say liquid token funds, right? So that's kind of what I see playing out with SOAR, that goes in relation to what Josh was just talking about with Dupe. So yeah, a lot of interesting things happening with ICM, but definitely interested to see how this plays out with definitely interested to see how this plays out with other platforms like SOAR, like MetaDAO, like Dupe, and really just ICM in general. So yeah, that's that. That was just kind of opening thoughts to the stream. I guess we can just start top down. We have DLMM coming on, friend of the show. Love the project, and they'll be coming on here for an update. A King's Mentality. MetaDAO and SOAR are leading the way. You're absolutely right. I actually have another tweet coming out that I haven't finished yet, but it's basically this: the two key launch pads in ICM right now are MetaDAO and launch on SOAR. So great minds think alike there. A King's Mentality. I think you're spot on with that. But yeah, we have DLMM coming on about 30 minutes. Let's start macro. A lot of action happening here with Bitcoin, and some crazy price action going on. Real quick to start, something that I learned. I was having a conversation with Grok earlier about charts. So I found out that you see this chart here, Bitcoin, Tether, USDT, per perp contract, these charts are actually a lot better to use than the ones I've been using. Like I've been using this one, which is just Bitcoin versus the US dollar from Coinbase. But it turns out if you use the one with the perp contract, that actually is has deeper liquidity, and it's a ton more accurate when tracking some of these charts. So just a little alpha for you on TradingView. Use the perp charts on Binance, or perhaps even Bybit. Those charts are really, really nice. Gives you a more accurate layout of the more accurate layout of the price action. Can you guys TA BNB? Is that beamable? Is that
that's beamable. I saw the chart. Yeah, we'll cover that launch. We got 30 minutes here, but we'll let Chill do macro. We'll definitely cover that top fumbler.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover that. I got some tickers for you guys. I got some charts. Like we got a lot of stuff to go through today. All right, so Bitcoin macro. I mean, same thing as I've been telling you guys over the last couple of days. I'm expecting 100K to hold. I don't. I do think that, hey, look, we might wick below it. I've said that we might wick below it, below 100K, but look, 100K looks absolutely solid with with what we've been talking about. This is all over the timeline. One more time while we're on these stream here, is this actually, I'll go here. Is this chart here? So obviously the weekly isn't closed yet, right? As long as the weekly closes above that, I'm chilling, I'm good. And below that, I'm kind of I'm gonna have to see how the low time frame plays out. So we haven't closed the weekly, but we are below it, but it's not something we haven't seen so far in the cycle. But obviously support during the whole cycle so far. And there was actually a tweet that I wanted to share with you guys as well that talks a little bit more about just in general where we are in the stream of time. So let me go to my bookmarks here. Let's see. Go to my bookmarks and let me pull this one up for you guys. All righty. Shout out to Gamma-chan. Chad, I love his takes. I love all of his he's actually one of my quants that I have, but he actually put out a really good tweet that basically covered the bull and the bear case for everything moving forward. And here it is. Right. So he says the interest of being neutral and unbiased. In the interest of being neutral and unbiased, I'm going to try to brain dump every bearish and bullish thing I see. Feel free to add your own in the comments. So here's the bearish take. We rejected off of 107K. We below pretty much all trends other than the weekly. 4-year believers, OG whales are selling. Continued relative underperformance. Master premium collapse, or micro strategy, I should say. Weakening labor market, equity indices pretty extended. So that's the bearish case. Bull case, as you can see, it's a lot longer than the bear. Bull case, we just covered the 50-week SMA. He also highlighted the VWAP as well. Major trend line, which is coinciding with the 50-week SMA that we just touched on. And I can even show that a little bit more at some point. Weekly order block, 90-day gold lag hitting BTC gold at 2-year range lows. Copper gold at multi-decade lows, stimmy checks, QT ending, rate cuts, economy growing, liquidity spiking, Clarity Act, stablecoin adoption, ETH revenue burn. We have the DeFi boom, pretty much like coming alive with Uniswap turning on buybacks with revenue. IWM still looks prime. Alts are down 75% plus. Sentiment is garbage. Death cross marks bottom usually, and we're about 0.5 SD below bottom. anchored VWAP. So it's a little too technical for my taste. The whole VWAP, I don't use that as much. But yeah, so that's kind of the list of all the bullish and bearish things that that we have touched on. And one thing that I wanted to show you guys as well, because he actually talked about the trend line, and I wanted to show you guys this tweet right here. This is that trend line that coincides with the 50-week SMA, the one that I just showed you guys on the Bitcoin chart. So we've been trending, and we kind of pop below the trend, we break back above, we distribute, and it literally repeat: below the trend, break back above, distribute, below the trend. So now logically the next thing to come is break back above, and then we continue on, right? So that's one thing. And then this last thing on Bitcoin here. Last thing on Bitcoin. GM R48. Hope you're doing well, bro. We're doing awesome. Looks like your dupe thesis is playing out, R48. So hope your bags are printing for you. We just talked about the dupe chart and the recent local high. So looking good there, man. Congrats. Last thing on the Bitcoin price action. The homie Psychedelic, Chad, go give him a follow. He has a ton of information that he puts out. Honestly, don't know how he does it. He says, if the bottom is not in now, it will be in within the next 8 to 9 days. This was just posted today or yesterday, I believe. Yeah, just yesterday. So over the last 14 years of Bitcoin price action, every single time the death cross has happened on the one day, the price has found a bottom no longer than 7 days from the cross. So let me put this picture up so we can see the death cross. That's what he's talking about here. And that's a 14-year long trend. It doesn't matter if you're a bull or a bear. What matters is that you do not become maximum bearish at the time that we are statistically closest to reversals. You do not become maximum bearish after weeks of down when you get closest to invalidation. The reason why so many people fail in this game is because the market will push you as close as it can to invalidating things before offering a reversal. So so we see kind of, not going to read the whole tweet, but you kind of get the point here. So that kind of outlines some of the bullish things that that Gamma Chan kind of outlined here, right? We covered the major trend line. We covered the death cross that usually marks bottoms. So a few things, in other words, that kind of give us some perspective on markets. And I agree with a King's mentality. Just buy the fear, man. Buy the fear. Shout out to you, bro. Just buy the fear. So that's thoughts on Bitcoin. At a low, but we've been going down only for for weeks at this point, after ranging for a few months. So almost brutal price action for a lot of people. But obviously, job's not finished. And you guys have been hearing me say that over and over and over and over on the timeline. Jobs not finished. So there you have it. Real quick, let me just run through a few charts. Let me just see how things are looking here. Pump fund is really close to an interesting long area here below 3,500. Looks like Fart coin here is also in a nice area. Would love it to push a little lower. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Can I ping on pump real quick?
Yeah.
Before we go fart here. Go fart.
Go fart.
Revenues pump actually up. So this is trending in a really great direction. Look at that trend. I mean, I'll remove some of this. But look at that trend, guys. Right off the October 10th lows here on revenue, from 3,200 sold to, is that 9,200 sold? That is like almost 3x in revenues, and people are fading pump. So don't fade pump. I think the fear here in the market is happening, of course, but it's not showing up in the business metrics on pump. So, and I think if this starts to catch a bid and Solana does as well, you'll see the rest of on-chain kind of reprice. So I just want to shout this out because, you know, again, I think I look at these fundamentals and put more weight in this kind of stuff versus, you know, seeing people scream on the timeline that all this stuff is dead. Sorry, Chill. Back to you. Back to you.
No, you're good. You're good. Honestly, the revenue numbers have basically driven our entire thesis. So I'm glad that that you pointed that out. I still think Pump is going to be the place for things like creator capital markets. I mean, if you look at I don't know if anyone has seen I think yesterday like CCM was kind of pumping a bit. But I don't think that pump lasted very it did not last very long.
What CCM was pumping? Oh, bag work. Oh,
so yeah. Bag work was up about 8x, 9x, almost 10x off the bottom, and so it's on a pretty harsh retracement right now. But you know what? I think for Pump Fund, I know they're pivoting into they're pivoting into ICM. What I'm looking at with Pump Fund, or my thoughts around Pump Fund, is this: Pump Fund pretty much has a monopoly on the meme side of things. We've known that for a while. Anything new and kind of like creative, like CCM, also happens on Pump Fund. I don't know if you guys caught wind. We'll talk about this, but Collat also launched something new on on Pump Fund as well. So I think Pump Fund is just a good place for people to experiment, and I think you have the more sophisticated ICM projects go to, you know, launch pads like Soar, launch pads like MetaDAO. But I think Pump Fund has, you know, a good case for staying alive, because I mean, look at their numbers. Their revenue is going up, and literally on chain is dead. And speaking of Pump, I don't know if you guys saw the recent mayhem mode. So here's TLDR on the mayhem mode, and this is crazy because people are losing phenomenal amounts of money. This guy lost 15 SOL on a deploy because the mayhem agent sold his entire sold the half of his supply. So let's go through this. So TLDR is when a coin is launched with mayhem mode enabled, an AI trading agent ran by Pump Fund automatically trades that coin for its first 24 hours, basically randomly buying and selling to stimulate volume and volatility. After 24 hours, any unsold tokens held by the agent are burned. So basically, the token supply is doubled to 2 billion. The AI agent gets half, the creator gets the other half. And then the first 24 hours is when the AI agent will kind of perform these like random buys and sells. So it won't sell, it won't necessarily trade every mayhem token, but here's the key: all remaining tokens in the agent's wallet are burned after the 24 hours. So here's the kind of like an area for speculation. If the community sends mayhem tokens to the agent during that period, those will also be burned after 24 hours. So if non-mayhem or expired mayhem tokens are sent, they just sit there forever. So essentially, like if you want to burn tokens or send to like a dead wallet or something like that, you have like the agent that you can send it to. But this new mayhem mode obviously is going to be another way for that revenue to continue to spike. So that's the area here for that's the rundown here for Pump. Just so you guys know, quick you know, little precursor announcement. But Dom and I may be putting on a trading challenge. Okay. And so we'll be starting that up soon.
Just you and Dom? Just you and Dom?
You want to join in,
bro,
Josh?
Of course.
Man, let's run it up then. All right. So look, guys.
Dom and I. What am I, just like here for fun? I'm here to make money, bro.
Let's go then. Let's go. I know you'd want to, like, because we talk, but okay, got it. Let's freaking run it then, Josh. Let's freaking run it. So we're either thinking something like time-based, right? Like, you know, maybe a month, 2 weeks, whatever, or it could be like amount-based, where like we have to be the first to reach a certain amount. We'll come up with the rules and all that good stuff, but a fun way of just kind of like getting involved in markets. I really do think these next couple of weeks will be really good. So good time to kind of do something like that. And
yeah, we're gonna do that on Mobi app, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It'll be on Mobi app.
yeah,
So
solid, like a
solid.
1K challenge, like a 1K challenge.
Probably something like that.
All right. I'm excited.
Like
I actually am excited about this. So
let's freaking do
I
it.
think we could yeah, I got we'll make that happen. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, and we can talk about specifics and all that later.
I tossed in a bunch of tickers just to run. Like we have 15 minutes before DLM. Let's do some coverage. Just any updates on our usual bags. I know like Viva had some updates and stuff like that. So
got you. All right, cool. Let me pull up Dom's tweet, because Dom did a fantastic tweet, and
great tweet.
I retweeted it the other day, if I can find it.
Here, I got you.
I thought I retweeted it. I was supposed to.
Dinero.
Bang, here we go.
Oh, you got it?
So Dom put out a awesome tweet. Shout out Dom. Love the guy, love the homie. So Kled, data unicorn in the making, and basically just covering all of the high potential ICM plays out there. So Kled, you have the data unicorn. Avicii, own your own bank. Bank owners, we all are. We covered the month-on-month growth. And if you even go to Avicii, you also see some of that month-on-month growth that they've covered on their main account, and we've covered some of that as well here. And actually, let's just look at some of these charts. Let's look at some of these charts to see how things are playing.
Yeah, I can call them out for you if you are flipping screens.
Cool. No, all good. So we got Kled here. Bang. Kled data unicorn actually looks really nice. We drew this out a while back on one of our streams. You know, we kind of like on this here. No, so potential breakout. And I know Avi has been working on quite a bit as of late. And you know, Dom is way more tapped into Kled than I am, but we know that they had a few announcements recently coming out, like the V2 update. They also had you know, some other things that we've covered as well, like this tweet from Avi. He says data infrastructure has become the single biggest bottleneck to global onboarding, so we're committing a large portion of our 3 million raised to building our own in-house servers capable of hosting petabytes of data. So he also said since October 28th, Kled has signed another 300 million worth of enterprise data from international film studios. So obviously Kled is literally not slowing down. We had Avi briefly on our on stream the other week, last week. So yeah, they're not slowing down one bit. Obviously, the next one, Avicii, one of the favorites here, one of my personal favorites for sure. But Avicii is looking good. You know, I think right here, this, like, every pullback is like dips are for buying on this Avicii chart. Every time it dips, it just gives you a nice free entry, to be honest. But as you can see, dip here at what is this, 38 mil. Oh my goodness, that's a very nice, that's a nice healthy 30% bounce. That's awesome. Yeah, so Avicii continues to look strong. It continues to look good, and likely will outperform moving forward. You see the timeline basically thinks that it's essentially cool to be in Avicii. But if you like Avicii, what I would encourage you to do before you even buy the token, use the app. Really nice product. So definitely you want to use that. What else do we have? Let's see here. We
Maybe
have
on Avicii, I'm just trying to pull up some of their latest numbers. They had some high level numbers that I think we need to shut out really quick.
yeah.
Is it marching towards giga scale? Yeah, here we go. I just want to, I mean, everyone on the timeline is talking about Avicii, so you can go do your own research. But for those watching, and if you don't have exposure to this, these are the past 30-day metrics. So credit created plus 87%, spend volume 85%, MAUs up 4x, activated cards 3x, revenue 2x. So just a lot of and then retention 72%. That's an amazing retention number, to be honest with you. This is, I mean, these aren't massive numbers. Like $1 million in new credit created isn't massive. However, the rate of change is, you know, as those numbers get bigger, that 80% looks significantly larger. So something to keep an eye on as they do these monthly updates. But if you don't have exposure, like I don't have exposure, I missed this right from the ICO, and so I'm kind of kicking myself. But yeah, I mean, I guess you just gotta, dips are for buying. Dips are for buying. That's it. That's the tweet. So there you go.
literally dips are for buying on Avicii. And one last thing on Avicii. Yes, those numbers aren't like, oh my gosh, crazy, but like keep in mind they just launched, you know, recently, like within the last month or two. I forget exactly the
Yeah.
date that they launched, but it was very recent. And
Yeah.
to see their retention rate, number one, is huge.
Yeah, and 30K revenue against their drawdown rate from their raise is, I think, 100K per month was in their initial docs. So,
Okay.
you know, if they can get that up to 100K and triple that, maybe by the end of Q1, I mean, right there, you're almost like revenue positive as a business. That's amazing. So,
Yeah, yeah. So that's looking good. Let's see. So what else do we have? We covered Dupe. MetaDAO is also another one. I think MetaDAO is actually on a pullback, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I looked at it, yeah, it was actually on a pullback. So I'm wondering here on MetaDAO. So two things to make note of, just from a TA perspective. Like it's kind of making this these higher lows, and it's been kind of respecting this trend line here so far. I mean, honestly, we can even look at it like this maybe. Nah, but yeah, most recently it's been kind of like making these higher lows. As you can see, it's made a higher low. This was the initial low here. It's made another higher low here, and then it's making another higher low here as well. So see this action here happening for I believe yesterday we covered Avicii a lot yesterday, so we don't have to cover it too much. But basically recent updates on Avicii, like they're increasing some of the their revenue. I believe they're going from 50 to like 100% revenue or something like that with their fees. But either way, MetaDAO is looking really good from a TA standpoint. So another good like long-term hold. Everything associated with MetaDAO honestly is a slow cook. If you're just willing to just throw your money in and just wait, literally, you know, it's a really slow cook here. So keep an eye on MetaDAO. What else do we have? Viva. We talked about Viva yesterday. They had a pretty huge update recently, and we covered that as well. But here's the chart. Basically same spot as we touched on yesterday. So not much to update on Viva. But we went through yesterday how they were their recent announcement with the 48-hour flex staking. And I think this is really the kicker. We will purchase Viva on the open market with real revenues, further reinforcing our value accrual mechanism for token holders. So I really think Viva here is a good bid. I mean, it's in a nice buy zone. We've had this red box drawn out for like a month, and it's been hovering around that. So looking really good on Viva.
Can we just quickly go to MCG? And I posted a 5-step playbook for Viva last night, and it's gotten good traction. And I just want to reiterate what the playbook is for Viva. Let's see. I'll see if I can grab it real quick.
So there are a lot of. Is this it right here?
No, that's right here. So I quote tweeted this one. I'll share mine real quick.
Cool.
Just to make it easy. Okay, here's the playbook. Step 1, get consumer adoption of Viva in country with the Viva Bo app. That's the current phase 3 that they're in now. Create a compelling ecosystem of local products, merchants, and services accepting Viva. So a big one, services accepting Viva, is in the Meet Kai announcement. You can't, like in Bolivia, you can't buy ChatGPT. And the reason is it's not that you can't access ChatGPT. It's that ChatGPT or OpenAI doesn't accept the local Bolivianos currency. And so if you want AI services, which is massive, 50% of people in the world have an AI subscription, the only way in country to get it in Bolivianos will be through Viva. So that's creates significant utility for Viva. Then 3, use the ad network to create the flywheel. So get the Viva currency into people's hands, which is imminently happening, and then use the revenues of the business to drive value accrual to the token itself, right? And once people double their money or triple their money, they start talking about it. And so it creates this kind of social network effect of this is what makes Bitcoin successful. If Bitcoin was a stable coin, it wouldn't be worth anything today. We wouldn't be talking about it. And then lastly, as values are created, it fuels adoption and then scale across Latin America. They've talked about Mexico, the United States, and other areas around the world and other mobile network operators. So there's the 5-step playbook. If they execute that at their scale, Viva could be a huge monster. Like, I think that could get in the top 100 if they're successful and grow the liquidity.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, Viva looks massive. And we know where it's headed. So Viva looks really nice. Outside of that, what else do we have? What else do we have here?
Orgo's next on the list, and then maybe CPT real quick, but Orgo caught a pullback real quick if you want to throw that up.
Review, quick announcement before the interview. Drop your tickers.
Yeah, drop tickers.
That way, after the interview, we can check it out. So Top Fumbler, I'm actually going to try to see if I can look at BUBL before the interview, before we start.
Oh yeah, bet.
But here's Orgo here. A little bit of a pullback on Orgo. Let's see. Looks like, I mean, I don't know where. I'm going to keep the red box actually right where I moved it, or a stink bid. I think BTC will at the very least might chop a little bit today and tomorrow. Expecting I would like to see a strong bounce at some point. So I maybe only a wick if BTC continues to show weakness, but honestly, this isn't a bad level here at like 8 mil, because really that's 4 mil market cap because it's 50% circulating. It's not a bad area, not a bad place here. So Orgo looks good. We've covered Orgo a ton as well. So you guys should be pretty well aware. Anything you wanted to add specifically, Josh?
No, nothing. Nothing. We have tons of Orgo content, but your internet is kind of chopping. Just a heads up. but a King's Mentality has requested a Met update.
So real quick, let's hit BNB.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see.
yeah.
Let's see what we got going on.
But Chill, your internet's kind of choppy. Just
still,
so you know,
okay.
yeah, just a little bit. Oh my gosh.
Wow. I can't even go 30-minute on this thing. Jesus.
Dude, what the heck? Who's advising these guys?
Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh geez, let me see. Down 80% on launch. Wow.
What?
Good call out here, Fumbler. I don't know what's I wonder if this is this a buying opportunity, guys? Fumbler, top Fumbler. You think it's a buying opportunity? Let's see.
I think I saw on the timeline this was airdrop farm, basically.
Oh, really? Okay.
Is the FUD.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, it actually might be a buying opportunity then. I'm looking on their Twitter real quick. Today marks day 0 of something massive. Well, let me just put this up here. Today marks day 0 of something massive. We launched Tokenize and are officially revenue generating protocol scaling faster than ever. Staking is a central part of BUBL network. Stakers take part in the securing, funding, and sharing in the rewards for selling compute energy back to customers on the internet. Here's how to share in those rewards. So, okay, so basically, it's you know, you share, you stake your tokens, and then you get rewards based on people that use the network, and it's 5% revenue share. Okay, so this actually, like, look, guys, look at Bitcoin right now. Like, everything is going to be selling off. Really, what you should be paying attention to is every chart that is actually holding up. Most charts should be at support right now. Most charts should be at support. So take that into consideration whenever we're looking at these charts on a day like today, when Bitcoin is, like, at least to CT's eyes, on the verge of losing 100K, right? Like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, it's there. Everyone's freaking out right now. So expect that to reflect in the charts. And so I'm going to keep tabs on BUBL here, top Fumbler. And I'm going to see, because this might be somewhat of a buying opportunity. And you let me know if my mic's good, Josh. But
yeah, you're good.
Awesome. So this might be I had to cough real quick. But so I had to mute real quick. But yeah, like BUBL, this could be like a buying opportunity here. I mean, it's down only. These aggressive sells help to find floors in price. And as you can see here, like at this recent price, there hasn't been much selling for a few hours, right? So let's see how this plays out. It's 19 mil market cap, so a bit expensive for me, but we'll see. Do we have DLMM on?
Yeah, let's do DLM next. Yeah.
Okay, real quick, a King's Mentality. Let me just look at Met. Aggressive selling on Met, you said. Criminal. Look,
Jeez.
I mean, in a market like this, just to give you guys a quick synopsis on market psychology, in a market like this, when again Bitcoin is nuking and it's in CT's eyes about to lose a key level, people will run to the door. This is what you call game theory. But honestly, this might not be a bad setup for like a cup and handle on Met. But I want to see where price settles out. We saw this happen on Pump Fund. I told you guys that, this token from a TA perspective reminds me of early days of Pump Fund. And when you look at that, right, a Pump Fund it went down only, it bounced, and then it retraced. And then the next move went to an all-time high, right? So in a similar sense here on Met, last thing I'll say is we went down only, we bounced, we're now retracing. But the question is, does this lead to a new all-time high for Met? I think so. You heard it here first. Okay. All right. So let's go to DLMM. We have them coming up here for the interview. They're at a really interesting spot here too. I'll tell you the reason why I'm interested. Let's look at a higher time frame real quick. 12-hour. So when you look at it, just from a TA standpoint, just kind of eyeballing this real quick, bang, retesting an old kind of local high area. So a key level there. And then I want to say this is like a falling wedge or something.
You have currently Meteora open still.
Oh,
If you can throw
oops.
DLMM.
There we go. My
Yeah,
bad,
thanks.
guys. My bad, guys. Yeah, I want to say there's like a falling wedge or something playing out with this. So that's kind of just rough TA. I got to look at this a little bit more. But yeah, just kind of rough TA on DLMM so far. But either way, an area of interest. It's again a lot of these out of these downtrends, you tend to have some aggressive bounces. You just have to kind of see where will attention and liquidity rotate to, and what can attract the most attention. In this case, with DLMM, I believe their recent treasury count. I forget what their recent treasury amount was, and I'm looking to see if I can find it. But maybe we can ask them.
Yeah, here I'll get slabs going.
But let's get slabs on. I think I want to say they're at like 120K here.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Slabs, what's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing, Josh? How you doing, Joe?
Good, man.
Not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Glad we can get you back on stream. We were just talking about your project because the market cap, I believe, is something around like 400K, 450 almost. But your treasury is at what? Is it 120K now?
It's around 110 right now with the price dips that we're seeing. Obviously, a week ago we were a little bit higher with Solana and Hype and all that being priced a bit higher, but definitely holding up substantially in the market, and that's definitely something we can go over. Kind of want to talk about the October stats and whatnot. But again, yeah, definitely appreciate you guys bringing us back up here. It's been a crazy month since we were last on, just in the general markets from that perspective. But I think as a fund, we've been holding up truly amazingly through these downturns and still able to earn a very solid yield over that last month. So I think if you want me to kind of go over briefly just like what that last month looked like for us, the pinned tweet on our page there kind of has the chart for the
real quick before we go through before we start with the last month's stats. I wanted to just our stream has grown quite a bit since you've last been on. So for any of the new listeners, can you just briefly give us a rundown of DLMM, what you guys have been working on, and then we can transition into the stats from October.
Totally. Yeah, it's great to see how you guys have grown for sure in the last couple months as well. So for any of the new listeners, DLMM, Dynamic Liquidity Market Makers, is essentially a DeFi-centric hedge fund that takes creator fees as well as our token 2022 volume tax, and we funnel that into different DeFi protocols where we'll earn a yield. And then what we do is we take that yield and put it directly back into the chart through a buyback and burn mechanism. So to date, we've done about just over $30,000 in buybacks in under 3 months. And we've done now about 13.4, I think all the way at the bottom there of the website, it'll say exactly the 13.47, all the way at the bottom. But 13.47 or 134 million tokens removed from supply. So circulating supply is definitely decreasing every single day. Haven't missed a single day in burn since we launched, and we definitely don't plan to, which is kind of the model there, right? Never miss a day. So things have been definitely going great there.
Absolutely. And, one thing that I find really interesting about, number one, where you are and projects like yours is the hardest part is actually gaining a treasury, right? Like at the beginning, gaining that initial traction enough to garner a nice treasury. But then the other side is also executing on that and growing the treasury. So far, you guys have done like a really excellent job at both. The most exciting part about outside of the TA that we were talking about before you came on, being at such a low market cap kind of allows you through the fund to kind of take more tokens out of circulation. So like to give us an idea of what maybe we can expect for November, let's transition into the October stats. Let's see how much you guys have taken out, see what the stats are for October, and that can give us an idea of what we can expect from you guys in November. And again, being at such a low market cap, it's going to be a lot easier to take a bigger chunk of supply out of circulation.
Absolutely. And I know we kind of talked about that briefly on the last show with you guys, but as a team, we're price agnostic, right? We don't care what the price of DLMM is. We care more about the fact that we're taking supply out every single day and that we're continually maintaining or growing the treasury value, right? Like that's what's most important to us, because that's where we find the value to the coin comes from, right? Obviously, there's going to be price speculation up and down, and we encourage that. But at the end of the day, it's the daily progress that we shoot for, right? Or the monthly progress, the yearly progress that just has to keep trending in the right direction, which so far absolutely has, right? And so just to kind of go over those October numbers, right? So average treasury value was right around 100,000. And I think at minimum we were around 70,000 or I guess actually at the end of September right there, we were 50,000 to start the month. And then we ended it at around 117,000. I think like a week after that, we peaked at close to $140,000. But that was due to one DLMM price going to 1.5 million, right? And we had, about 2% of the holdings there. Solana was still around $200 plus. Hype was in the mid 40s, right? So definitely we're at a massive peak at that point. But something that we definitely want to talk about too is in terms of the drawdown, right? We've actually had a lower delta than the average market token that we're exposed to, right? So, for example, that drawdown from about 140,000 to around 109, 110,000 today is about 21% drawdown, right? And Sol Hype about 30%, 28% off their highs at that moment, almost 40% off of their highs prior in October, and DLMM being about 70% off the high, right? So those are our three largest exposures token wise: Sol, Hype, and DLMM. And we only took a 20% drawdown compared to all of those taking a higher drawdown, right? So that's something that's, I think, really important to keep in mind for us moving forward, is always maintaining that lower delta to the market, because obviously in situations where you're using leverage or you have a higher delta, right, where you're taking bigger losses than the market, that's not good. And if you're just fully exposed to the market, that's also not good, right? Because you're just going to be a Solana or hyper liquid treasury company. So finding that balance is really key to us.
I have a question around how you're growing this treasury. I think everyone sees this 35, 48, then a huge jump to 100, which I believe the market had a good volatility during that time. But yeah, like what is it the fees from the DLM token trading? Obviously, you've earned 15K, I believe, in return in 1 month here, 17% month over month. And then we'll talk about the underlying strategies a little bit that are driving that. But how do you grow this?
Yeah, so one thing I want to say is that $15,790 in yield, that's fully buyback. So we didn't put any of that into growing the treasury. Eventually, and that's something we'll definitely talk about, is finding that happy medium of compounding fees into the treasury as well as buybacks. But since launch, we've basically said we're putting 100% of the fees earned into burning, and we're going to grow the treasury through revenue, which is exactly as you said, the creator fees or the volume from trading our token. Again, at some point, we do want to focus on the compounding aspect, because it's, we're earning $15,000, $16,000 a month, even $10,000 a month. 10% of that going into the treasury still is substantial growth and still substantial burns, right? You're not taking away too much. But because we feel that, one, we're underpriced at the moment, so we want to get as many of those tokens out of supply as possible when we're cheap. Kind of lends itself to, well, let's focus more on the buybacks and the compounding, especially as revenue, or again the volume trading kind of evens out or is outpacing any sort of trading losses and permanent loss or just general market volatility, right? So that's been the strategy so far, and we're definitely flexible on it. But that is essentially how we're growing, is strictly from trading volume, and then everything we're earning, we're putting right back into the token to give it back to the holders, right?
Great. And you're talking about discretionary, which means you could change that month to month, where you're maybe, saying, hey, our price is kind of high. It doesn't make sense to buy as much here, versus sending, really compounding the treasury at that point.
Yeah, we've looked at that. I've been talking to the team about that specifically too. Is it like, okay, well, when the price is high, in theory, you do want to compound, but we don't want to make people feel like, oh, well, now we're saying that DLMM is overpriced. Why should they buy it if we're not buying it, right? So we definitely, like I said, we're price agnostic. We're never going to miss a day of burns. It just might be more so the percentage that we allocate towards it, right? So from the white paper, it's an 80-10-10 split, 80% to burns, 10% to compounding, 10% to the team. As I said, we've done 100% to burns so far. Likely what we'll do next is a 90-10 split or an 80-20 split, being 80% or 90% to burns, 10 or 20% to compounding would likely be the next step that we take. But again, that's not locked in stone yet, especially as we feel that we're a bit underpriced. So we're going to take as much off the market as we possibly can.
I have a question. Have you guys thought about maybe polling the community on something like, hey, should we, like, what should the split be this time? Like, just out of curiosity, not saying you should or shouldn't, but just kind of just hearing what you were saying, I just kind of thought about this. Because what if the community were to say, hey, look, don't do anything to buybacks. Market's hot. Go ahead and compound the entire treasury. Like, everything is looking really good. The market's jumping. There's a lot of opportunity to generate yield. So let's just compound the treasury. And instead of going from just adding 50K or 60K, maybe you're now adding six figures in a week or two.
Putting it to work.
Yeah, really putting it to work. What do you think about that?
Yeah, totally. I mean, the long-term vision is to, listen to the community and, again, compound the treasury as much as we possibly can. Kind of my thesis as a founder is I'm willing to talk to every single holder, anyone who reaches out to me. I'm always open for a chat, whether it's constructive criticism or not. I've talked to literally everyone who wants to reach out to us about the project and kind of hear them out on their suggestions. So I have taken kind of exactly what you're saying is taking that to the community. I've heard a lot of people say they love the 100% burns. I've heard a lot of people say they want us to focus more on compounding. So yeah, maybe just dropping a general poll could be good. But something, like I said earlier, is we're kind of in the background when I was talking to the team, is we're kind of trying to run, essentially create an algorithm for what is the price at which it is more strategic to, because in theory, there should be a fine line of based on how much we've already put into the LP from buybacks, right? Our total assets under management, and then the current price. There should be a pretty hard line where you say, okay, above this, you want to compound. Below this, you want to buy back and burn, right? So that's something that we're working on right now, is trying to find exactly what that level is.
That's cool.
Got it.
But again, right now, I think we are, not even I think, I know right now we are in that zone of let's focus on the buybacks due to the price.
Yeah.
But if we were to 2x or 3x from here, then maybe it's a more of a let's start looking at that split. But it's definitely something that we're keying in on the background as well, because we know long term that's something that people want to see, is just like you said, especially if we continue to grow the treasury at this rate. There's going to be months where we're probably bringing in $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in fees. Well, even 25% of that, 30% of that added to the treasury is going to be a massive growth for us on top of all the revenue we're bringing in from trading volume, right? Yeah. So just finding that happy medium is I think, pretty important.
Chill, I don't know if you had any further question on
Got
that.
It.
But I
had one more. I had one more real quick. Yeah, one more last question I had was, will you buybacks and burns, or can there or will it transfer to sort of like a stake to earn?
I mean, we've definitely considered the concept of staking, but one, due to the token 2022 standard, right? Staking's not, or at least like locked staking isn't really feasible because we don't want people to have to worry about the transfer tax. But we can still do snapshots, that sort of thing. But just from like a legal perspective, we've talked to some people, and at the end of the day, the buyback and burn model is the most just like cross-country bottom line, there's nothing you really have to worry about. You're not airdropping money to people in you know, countries that they're not allowed to. There's no like AML issues there. Like it's strictly just an exposure token to the fees, right? And so we're trying to keep it especially as we're trying to grow this really long-term, you know, multi-year, multi-cycle business, you got to do things right from the beginning. So that's kind of why we started on that. But yeah, if again, regulations change in a way where we feel comfortable just sending, you know, we've burnt, call it 50% of the supply at this point. We're like, well, let's start giving back direct dividends to the holders. That's certainly something we could look into. But right now we definitely plan on strictly just a buyback and burn. It's across the board. Everyone who's a holder, their percentage increases, right? So there's essentially been a 14% dividend or 13.5% dividend to date to anyone who bought on the first week or so, right? Because of the supply that we've taken out, right? So anyone who bought 1% on launch or within the first couple of days of launch has 1.14% now, which I think is pretty cool.
That's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've not heard people actually kind of describe it that way. I like that.
Yes.
I want to talk about the strategies that are feeding this. Do you have a really clean area where it's published that maybe break down the revenue generated per strategy, or where can we see that?
Gotcha. So something that I'm gonna show you guys at the end of here, not exactly what you're talking about in terms of revenue per strategy, but it does break down all of our DeFi dashboard that we're building out. Does break down. Can you share it?
Do you have it done?
Yeah, I do. I can pull this up for you guys.
Yeah, pull it up, man. I'd love to see it. This is this the first time it's ever been shown?
This is the first time it's ever been shown.
So oh, yo, bad. Let's go.
Okay, so this is the website, and so you showed. Am I sharing right now?
Here, I got you. Okay. All right, there we go.
All right, so this is what you guys saw on the website earlier. This was the first thing that we created, right, just for transparency. But then we're like, okay, well, you can't really click into these, right? Like you can't see what's actually going on. You just have to trust our word for it. So that's why we built out essentially the portfolio viewer, right? And so what it does, it breaks down LP positions, token holdings. This is the beta, so some of these numbers aren't correct. This number is correct, but it's like, for example, this is counting some of our stable coins as EVM, that sort of thing. But then we're breaking down, right, the treasury value over time. We still have to backlog, right? So it'll look a lot better when you see it starting at 0 and going to 100,000, right? But this just kind of shows you the volatility over the course of the last week or so. Tracking daily burns, tracking cumulative burns from a token, as well as a percent perspective, right? It's pretty awesome. And then you can kind of get into some of the positions, right? So Soul Hedge, this is our most recent, quote unquote partnership, but just new project that we've started working with. Oops, get out of there. But so essentially shows, okay, we put 1750, or we currently have 1750 in an active LP with them. This is what the breakdown of that is. Here are the current fees opened or in the open position. Usually these are going to be pretty low as we claim them and burn them every single day. But that'll kind of allow people to see that. And then what we want to do is kind of add into this burn tracker or into each of these positions, right? What the like yearly returns are on, or the weekly returns, or just the total fees claimed on those wallets, right? So I think that's going to be a pretty just transparent way for the community to see what's going on. But one of the cool things too is this one that we've built so far is strictly for our use, right? So it's like it's for me to be able to manage the treasury, know what's going on, and then present the information to the public as well. But we're going to eventually be releasing a secondary one where it's going to be a DeFi dashboards for holders to use, or not even holders. We're probably just going to make it public for anyone that wants to use it. But you could essentially make your own portfolio tracker using our features here, right? It probably wouldn't have the burns portion, but everything else where you could just put in a wallet. Again, these wallets go straight to SolScan, so you can kind of verify them there. But so we're going to add as many features as we possibly can to make sure, it's useful, right? It's because I find this extremely useful for, my personal managing of the portfolio, right? Before I used to do it in an Excel sheet. I'm a finance guy, not a coder. So I've just been building everything myself, kind of keeping track meticulously, pen and paper and Excel. but this has saved me so much time. And again, we're just getting started with it. So definitely, I think a pretty unique dashboard is there really isn't anywhere out there where you can take EVM positions, Solana positions, multiple wallets, and put it all into the same place, right? I think Asset Dash is probably the next best thing, but I find that some of their the LP tracking side is a bit difficult.
We're
so it's kind
a
of
huge
based
fan
off
of
of that
Asset.
concept.
Yeah, we're a huge fan of Asset Dash and Moby here, so love what
Mhm.
Mateus has done. Do you have the other active strategies here? I saw HawkFi. I'm just
Oh
listing
yeah,
them
totally.
down.
So
Soul
right, let me go.
Hedge, Hype.
Yeah, so we got Soul Hedge here. Like I said, some of these numbers aren't going to be exactly accurate, and that's why it's not fully public. But Soul Hedge is one of our strategies, right? That's only about $2,000, $1,700. HawkFi is mostly a majority Solana USDC pools. Meteora is essentially just DLMM token or DLMMing trench tokens. ICM.run is one of the ones we're doing. USDUC, Troll. I think Clanker right now as well is on this one. This is just generally trenching wallet, which I heard you guys talking about the Moby challenge that you guys are going to be doing. And we know we're big fans of the Moby mobile app. We've been kind of promoting our ref code a little bit and trying to earn some airdrops on our side, and have certainly been cooking there. So I might have to join you guys on that trading challenge there and see how much we can bring in burns to the DLMM team, right? You guys can get the 10% commission for the calls, but
let's go.
But yeah, so I definitely so that's that one is just the trenches, or essentially trading wallet, pretty low percentage of the AUM. The treasury wallet, this is essentially all DLMM tokens and DLMMs, right? Which say that 10 times fast, right? But we currently have 2 open DLMM pools for DLMM. They were essentially soul side going down initially from like 1.2 million down. So we're basically just allowing people to sell into our buys and earn fees while we do it, right? So that's been kind of a long-term strategy. This one right now is fully stable coined up, so it'll just show you BUPE stable coins. And then this is just a holding wallet for HawkFi. EVM, this number is incorrect. It's actually 15,000, but basically showing our wrapped hype USDT positions. And then this is the manual holdings. Essentially, these are all stable coins. This is our Bybit wallet for the Algon strategy, which they just recently popped back into making active, which is awesome. That did $750 for us last month, and it wasn't even the full month. It was like 18 days or something like that, and we did $700 in burns from a $10,000 initial. So we just put another 10,000 back in there. And then PMX, which we were using as a stablecoin strategy as well. We have about 6,000 in stables there. So it's the kind of thing I mentioned earlier about keeping yourself a bit a lower delta to the market. That's where the stablecoin strategies come in, right? So one worst case scenario, if we get into a crazy dip situation, we have stables we could remove and start buying back Solana at extremely low prices, hype at extremely low prices, and we do want to continue to increase our stablecoin strategies over time as well. Just I think if we are coming into that last leg of the market, or God forbid we are past the last leg of the market, right? Pivoting towards stablecoin yielding strategies is going to be pretty important, right? We would never fully pivot out of, kind of majors LPing, but being flexible and knowing that you don't want to just continue eating drawdown into a bear market is going to be pretty key. So we're definitely keeping new strategies on lock.
We have about 5-ish minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
This is really, really, really awesome stuff. I love how this is developing. We had, we saw Hedge Money as closed up shop and had quite a bit of volatility around their return profile. Algon seems to be doing really well. You guys seem to be cooking. Maybe, zooming out, I put this into the systematic trading bucket, which is DLM and these kind of like on-chain hedge funds. How do you think you guys are doing versus your peers? And like, I don't know, where do you see this kind of going for 2026?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we definitely try our best not to like directly compare ourselves to others because we have a different strategy, right? But it's definitely hard not to see what other people are doing, how they've managed in the drawdown, right? And that's why we applaud the guys over at Algon, is because they have an extremely different strategy from exposure to crypto markets, right? Because crypto can be so volatile, you have to, as I said before, you really have to be able to pivot. And it's definitely unfortunate to see the hedge money kind of collapse there. And again, I feel like that has to do with the fact of the 0 or 100, right? Like where you're taking bets that can go to 0. And that's kind of where our strategy comes in, is we will never get liquidated, right? There might be bad months. There might be amazing months. But at the end of the day, as long as we keep pushing forward, we're never going to 0, right? There will always be, 1, the value we've already returned to the LP, and 2, essentially just some sort of exposure to the crypto markets, but it's all majority majors plus stablecoins, right? So Solana's not going to 0, Hyperliquid's not going to 0. I mean, God forbid, right? But right, so it's like there's no leverage in our positions besides, again, a very small piece in the Sol hedge is our new, again, that's sort of a beta that we're running through. But again, there's no real liquidation risk on the Sol hedge side. They use like 2x leverage, and it's I think less than 5% or 10% of your position goes into like a hedge sort of thing. So I think that's really the thing that separates us, is we're not going to ever blow up. And that's something that's done very carefully, because we have seen in the past things like FTX, Luna, hedge money example, right? Like there's been a lot of people who've blown up. Someone surely blew up on 1010, right? We had a flash crash. We had a ton of exposure to the market. We came right back, and I think that's really speaks for itself in terms of one, managing the fund correctly, and still having a lot of upside potential, right?
Yeah, and maybe Chell, I'll let you wrap it, but just last thing from me is I appreciate that take, and it wasn't necessarily comparing, people against each other, projects against each other, but at the end of the day, it's like I want to hear your perspective and how you kind of see position yourselves against those. And clearly, you have a very smart financial management background, so it's good to get that perspective. But yeah, I agree. I think your strategies are a little more safer. And I know like there's a stable coin out of MetaDAO where they're doing like basically a funding rate ARB strategy or a delta neutral funding rate strategy. And after 1010, I just like those strategies just seem like there's like those tail risks of, any open perps position seems vulnerable at some point. So, but yeah.
And one thing I would say real quickly too is the kind of the airdrop strategy that we have as well, just as a backup, but not a backup, but just as in the background of we're farming all of these active DeFi protocols, right? And we've only been live for 3 months, but I think we're gonna start seeing some airdrops roll in. Obviously, our season 2 points for Meteor are gonna be absolutely cooking, considering we launched with the DLMM pool.
What were your season 1 points? Did you get a fat stack on that, or what?
We launched after season 1 points were cut off, unfortunately. So that was never really in the cards, but we've been absolutely cooking for season 2. So I can't wait to see what those numbers look like, because the DAMM launch pool that we created for our token counts towards season 2 points, which has done, an insane amount of volume and an insane amount of fees. So even off of that alone, we should probably cook. But we have things like Kinetic on Hyperliquid that should be TGing here shortly. Project X, we're a top 950 point earner over there. Printer just dropped maybe a couple weeks ago. Some points for us there. Moby Screener, I'm sure you guys are cooking over there with the 100,000 Moby dashboard there you're trying to reach. So we're about, I think, 40,000 or so out of the 100,000 there, which could go to buybacks. So I think that's another strategy that people don't really think about until it hits, right? Once that stimmy hits, I think people are going to realize that it's going to continue to happen as we continue to hit different protocols.
Nice. I love DLMM. I think I look at it as like yield as a service almost. You know, just kind of bundled up into the DLMM token. But yeah, I mean, look, I love what you guys are doing. Thanks so much for coming through and giving us the update. I mean, we always have projects that have, you know, come on to our show, like when they first launch, early stage, and when things are just kind of coming together. But now you guys are actually like, you know, you guys have been building for a while. The treasury's coming together nicely. So it just, things are coming together, coming together beautifully for you guys. So appreciate you coming on. Love to see the progress. And again, you're free to come back on anytime. So, you know, looking forward to seeing where you guys are here in the weeks and months ahead.
Yes, certainly. I mean, I know we have a couple things that are in the background that obviously need to get finalized, but there's a few things that I would love to kind of announce on your guys' show next time we come on, you know, so maybe 3-4 weeks from now, a month from now, again, we do another follow-up and I can drop some more alpha for you guys. Again, I feel like last time we dropped something here for the first time. This time we did the dashboard walkthrough for the first time. So MCG is going to be the place that gets the DLMM alpha from now on.
Appreciate
right?
it. Appreciate
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
We highlighted it, and then all of a sudden DLM went from like 100K or like 200K to like 1 point something million. I was like, in like 2 weeks. That was the ICM golden bull run during that time. But yeah, man, thanks, lads. Yeah, see you, buddy. Good luck, and let's stay in touch.
All right, peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, all right, man. You too. Thanks for your time.
Chill, do you mind pulling up cities real quick and just doing a little and then we'll get Anshul on in 30 seconds here.
Got you. Cities. Let's go through it.
And I need the OG protocol hot take as well, the retrospective from that. So, but yeah, start with maybe cities.
Let's see. Let me zoom
hit the
out
daily on this.
Bang. All right, cool. Let's see.
Wild. Look at that candle.
Yeah, candle was insane. I think that was around the OG protocol launch. But yeah, I mean, we're still respecting, you know. But again, it's a tough market right now. It's a tough market. This like again, Bitcoin is 99.5 right now. So it's actively losing the 100K level and people are actively losing their minds. So yeah. But Cities Protocol really loved that. Looks like here they migrated to Pump Fund. They're partnering officially with OG Protocol. So that's something we've kind of been speculating on here last time Cities was on. So glad that we get the founder back on again. Anshul, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing good. Excited. We had you back on the first time. Since then, we have grown as a show like a lot. So just for the viewers that weren't there when you first came on the show, kind of give us a quick rundown of Cities, and then we can get into kind of updates, progress that you've made, etc.
Absolutely. So Cities is basically the token for our studio, and we are an AI native gaming studio. Our goal is to make many games, and that really saves us from the biggest creative risk that happens with any game, that games can fail. So how we mitigate that is by producing many games, and all games use the same token. Our first game, our flagship game, was Network Cities that we launched. It's been in beta for some time. We integrated it with Open Game Protocol, so there are some updates there. We have been a Believe coin for a long time, and I've not been sharing too much about all that was going on in the background, but now I think everybody knows what that ecosystem is. It's been painful. I'll not mince words. They wanted me to sort of not share everything, but I can't sort of be honest to the community if I don't share what's been happening. And what's been happening is that all the fees that I get from Believe is half in Cities and half in Solana. So I cannot touch half of the fees. So it's just been unfortunate. I've been trying to get them to upgrade the contract, but they don't want to seem to support this ecosystem. So I think now it's pretty obvious to everybody, but that's been happening. So I've been supporting this project till now myself because I believe in it. I've worked in gaming for 15 years, and I know what makes games work and what makes them fail. And how do you mitigate the creative risk? I already said we're going to make many games. And secondly, we're not trying to invent new kind of games. We're not trying to innovate there. We are taking games that people know and building those. So the first game is a city builder game. Everybody has played SimCity or Cityville. It's exactly same. Next game is going to be poker. It's going to be available in Telegram. Then we're going to make words with Dgens. It's a Scrabble-based games. It's going to have English dictionary and urban dictionary available. We're going to make hot stoned. So all the characters are going to be high who you play with. So it's sort of playing with genres that people already know and sort of putting a spin on top of it. So trying to reduce that creative risk. And then, yeah, there's more updates. I don't want to say everything right in my first talk,
Gotcha.
speech, but I'll cover what else has been happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, can you cover that part of the background where you were at I believe it was Zynga, am I correct?
That's right.
I don't know if the audience, again, some of our newer audience members might not know that, but can you just give that piece of your background as well?
Absolutely. So I started my career at Zynga. I was a game developer on Zynga Poker. My first feature was to build a cross promotion between poker and Cityville. So if you did something in Cityville, you would get a reward in poker. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to connect all these games and have sort of these win-win situations for players who play both the games. So I did that. I started as a game developer, then moved into product and growth. I built sort of the infrastructure that all games used. Eventually, I got the Zynga award for doing that. This helped company move from Facebook games to mobile gaming because the tech is different. Now you have to go through Apple and Google. So I built a server-based system that helped the game sort of get the speed at which they were moving back, because that is what the advantage of Zynga was, and that is what the advantage of any startup is, that you can move really fast and learn really fast and beat the competition. So I was there for 7.5 years. I helped in my last role. I was the head of product for growth. We were building games for messenger apps. We worked with the Facebook team to launch Words with Friends on their platform. That is a flagship game. So we partnered very closely on how do you use that social graph that's available on Messenger, that used to be available on Facebook. How can that come back into gaming? So that's my background. Left Zynga to build my first AI startup 6 years too early. Definitely in 2017.
Happens.
Quit that, went back into mobile gaming. I was a director of product and business intelligence for Glue. That company got bought by Electronic Arts. Then I went to join a VR fitness startup. I was the head of product for them. And luckily, the same year, Facebook acquired them and changed their name to Meta, essentially making it the first metaverse acquisition. So, been in startups, I understand that process of what it takes. And when you early stage sort of prototyping and how you sort of try to find that product market fit, and when you get it, it sort of just takes off. So
Yeah,
2001 was a lucky year. Two acquisitions I was part of. So yeah, that's sort of
nice. So I have to tap into the Zynga poker piece, because you mentioned your next game is a poker game. So I'm going to start with the cities token real quick. Is this all this rolling in under the cities token banner, or are these multiple tokens for multiple games? Like, how do you think of your token even ticker, like, representing more than just this singular game?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So luckily, the second game is going to be Poker Cities, so it's a kind of work.
Nice. Okay.
Cities brands, but it needs to get rebranded as a gaming network, as a sort of a bigger umbrella token. There'll not be a new token for every game. The same token is going to be used across all games. That's why you can see how the demand is going to increase over time. So once we move to Pump, we're going to have a new ticker. We're going to have a new name. I can't reveal that, but that will sort of be the branding for sort of all these games that are going to live under that, and not sort of just be cities.
Yeah. And so, okay, I gotta ask this also. Like, I mean, you had the developer that worked on Zynga Poker building a poker game with a cities token that's sitting at, I don't know, 250K market cap here. I mean, this seems like a really interesting opportunity. Can you describe the poker game that you're thinking of rolling out? I played Zynga Poker. I was there in 20 I don't know, 2010 or whatever, when it was really taking off in university lecture halls around around North America, because we were so bored of listening to lectures. That's when we played Zynga Poker. But yeah, break down Zynga Poker or city poker cities for us, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, my strategy is to not try to reinvent what works. I'm going to try to replicate it as much as possible. It's going to be Texas Hold'em. You can join tables. There'll be different tables with different buy-ins. You'll be able to buy virtual currency to play. So that's the basic level of the game. To earn rewards, which is going to be again on open game protocol, you would have to hold cities or whatever the new token is to be eligible for those prizes. So if you can play for free or sort of play just like how Zynga Poker was, but if you want to be eligible for the prizes, you have to hold the token. So pretty simple. It'll have different buy-ins and buyouts. What's interesting, and I don't want to share too much on this, but I'm trying to build a new kind of paradigm once the basic game is there. This is not going to be there at launch, and you're going to like it. We're going to have a tournament for the top players where 9 players come on a table and try to play, but there's going to be a prediction market where people can bet on who's going to win, and players are going to, whoever wins gets a share of that. So imagine there are 9 players and people are betting who's going to win this. These are going to be top players. This is going to be streamed, and then we're going to create a prediction market. So let's see how it goes. It's still in early talks with the Meteora team. I'm going to meet
Nice.
today, hopefully.
Oh, nice.
But this is not going to be part of the basic game. The goal is to basically use sort of this prediction market and see how it interacts with gaming and streaming. And poker is going to be the first one. Now you can think of any other game and think of a 32-player bracket. Is going to be prediction on that.
Yeah.
So the opportunity for gaming to really take off in Web3 is so much because the creative area is so much. Now you take all the other businesses, all the other ICM projects, and tell me who can play around with all that's happening in crypto and Web3 the way gaming can. So that's the opportunity here that I'm going after.
Yeah, can I ask you about the poker game? Because a common thing in poker is to get like if a player is playing a tournament, like a streamer, you know, there's Brad, I can't remember all the names, but Andrew Nemi and all these poker streamers have really Doug Polk, etc. People can actually buy action as part of their, I guess, buy-in, and then if they win, you know, either the tournament or I don't know if they do it for cash games, but they get a % back. Your route is prediction markets rather than kind of using that existing model that already exists. Any feedback of, you know, why prediction markets? Is it just because the underlying Meteora tech can be leveraged and
more people? My goal is to get more people becoming part of an experience, and more people that become part of an experience, more fun it is. When 9 players play, only they're eligible for the prize. That's sort of
boring.
good to watch. It's great. It's good for them. But
so
now
it's the entertainment value. Yeah.
It's the entertainment value and having a stake in the game while watching it. So streaming is big. You see how big Twitch is. Now imagine if you could bet on these players. So these gaming prediction market is a huge opportunity that I see it clearly, and I just have to sort of prove it at a small scale so that then we can scale it up from there.
Awesome. And I guess one question that I had was just on the, like, how does this all accrue value to cities as a token? Like, I know you're building a lot, you got the prediction markets going, you have network cities, but then you also have other games like poker that you're working on as well. So how is all of this going to tie into the token? Like, where does the token come in?
Yeah, so token has 2 benefits. One benefit is that people, when they buy in-game currency, they get 50% extra. So there's utility for the token for in the game itself. So you get extra coins when you buy, the buildings get constructed faster. And secondly, the other big utility that people are really interested in is for them to become eligible for these rewards on Open Game Protocol, they have to be holding cities. So that's how they, so the value of cities gets higher and higher over time.
Got it. Okay. Cool.
So it's a new paradigm in a way. It's a play to earn paradigm. I think we've seen a lot of play to earn, but everything has been a Ponzi because the economics are so aggressive. Early traders get the money. I don't want to name other games that have been recently successful as being this Ponzi. They think they've made something great. No, you made just another Ponzi. It's another Axie. I bought CryptoKitties in 2017. I still have 20 CryptoKitties sitting on me. This is again doing the same shit. It's not doing anything new. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a play to earn paradigm where you hold my token, you play the game, and then earn on Open Game Protocol. This way, it creates a very sustainable economy to make it a play to earn game where everyday players are winning. There's no sort of this Ponzi where aggressive action happens in a week and then the game is dead. So what I'm trying to do is create a sustainable play to earn, because I think play to earn is a great innovation that's going to come in Web3. It just needs to be less greedy and extractive.
I actually love this sort of idea that you have. I mean, I think Web3 gaming is going to fill a huge void. At the end of the day, gamers game, right? It doesn't matter if Bitcoin's price is up or down or however, gamers will play a good game. And I really like the Scrabble or the words with Degen's game idea. I actually really love that. We have a ton of crypto terms that we only use. I think that'll actually catch on really nicely. But yeah, so it's just good to see that you're working on something really really refreshing. I kind of wanted to go through this announcement tweet that you had as well. And because we see that you're migrating to Pump, you're officially partnering with OG Protocols. I wanted to kind of go through some of these things as well, get a sense of the updates that you had for us. Before moving on, though, in regards to this migration, earlier on in the interview, you mentioned, that there are certain things that, they told you not to share, and, you just decided to share it with the community just to be transparent. I'm sure they appreciated that. That definitely reflects well in your reputation and how you're dealing with your community. What I wanted to ask about this was, I mean, like, not what did they not want you to share, but I'm just trying to get a sense of like how I guess what was the relationship like there? Just I guess walk us through your building experience and kind of the motivation behind the migration.
Well, I don't want to waste too much time on that, to be honest. It's just
right.
I mean, the relationship has been they will promote games and projects that are from their friends. They have promoted other games which are noodles, right? That would reach much higher market cap because they are backing it. And then I'm on the same platform with a better background, with a better strategy, and they would not sort of talk about it. So for traders look for signal, and it's a pretty big signal I believe is backing, right? So that's the start of it. Like they say we cannot promote everybody, so I'm like, okay, then don't promote anybody, right? So either do that, right? If you're neutral, stay neutral. So that's the first problem. The second problem has been the token contract itself. Everybody who launched on V1, there's a problem in the V1 contract where the fees gets collected in the token itself and Solana, so half and half. So when it began, I was getting all my fees in Solana, but then they sent an email, they blocked the fees for everybody. My fees was blocked for probably 2 to 3 months till you signed this contract. And the contract was very aggressive and different than what other people were signing if they were launching coins. So that negotiation took a long time. I was getting no fees at all for 3 months. And then they finally were like, here's your contract. Just do whatever you want. So I'm like, what? This is really unprofessional and not really taking care of creators who have launched on your platform. You've got fees from my token. Like, help me fix this. And they just gave it to me. And then thankfully through ICM.run ecosystem, I got connected with the Pump and ecosystem, and they seem to be really backing it, and they need good legitimate projects. So I'm excited about this migration. Finally, I'm gonna get fees that I can use towards the project. So that's the update there.
That's been a consistent thread we've had, and we've talked to Believe directly about this actually on this show with Avi and Bobby. I don't know if you've seen that, but that was one of like the craziest streams ever. But okay, moving on from Believe, I want to tap into OG Protocol because I know Justin obviously was one of your co-workers and founder of Zanga. He launched OG Protocol literally while we were on a Spaces, which was crazy. G Fartcoin. I haven't looked at the chart recently, but it went up and down and just kind of like, what do you think of the model? If you're to do a retrospective on that, like, do you still like the model? Do you think it's sustainable? Do you think it'll get traction?
Oh, 100%. I think OG Protocol, I'm extremely bullish about it. Firstly, let me get this price action way of evaluating project by initial price action out of the picture. What happens, I think, a lot of times is that people think that price action is going to reflect what the future of the project is. If that was true, where would Bitcoin be? Where would Solana be, right? So I think we have to sort of give time to real projects for them to take off. Now, why OG Protocol works is because it solves the most important problem that games have, which is distribution, and then what is the incentive to keep people engaged. So just like my game is creating a play to earn mechanic, anybody can create that play to earn mechanic. And if more people get on this platform, this play to earn mechanic is going to be much larger. What I mean by that is that an investment of $1 can create a rewards of $1 every day. That is insane in terms of marketing dollars. Every day, if you spend $100 and you get $100 back, like, and rewards that you can distribute it to players, are people not going to just play these games and leave everything else? So I think the technology is there. The what do you say? The incentive model is there. I think it's going to take time because it's complicated, it's new, and it needs somebody like myself and other game developers to really test it out of what's working, what's not working, give them feedback, and work really closely to get this all right and sort of explain this really complicated system in easy words so that anybody gets it. Like, what does a trader do? What does a game developer do? What does the gamers do? So I think that's what they're doing, and I think it's going to work. But this is a very standard Web2 approach: move fast, break things, get feedback, and improve from there. But Web3 sort of evaluates everything from a price action perspective.
Yes, we do for better or for worse. I want to ask about this mechanism a little bit. So the model here is that you described it as people take Cities coin. So this creates demand for your token initially. They put it into the OG protocol, and they get then G cities emitted to them, and then they can get their cities token back. Is that correct?
So I can I can use and stake any token. So I can take Fartcoin, for example. I've staked money against G Fartcoin, so my players get rewards in Fartcoin. I've staked it some against cities as well. So it's up to me as a game developer and other players who want to buy these game coins to stake it against the games they like. So it's up to them, like players and me, on where we want to stake, or not stake, but like boost which tokens we want to boost against our games.
Okay, so on this market, I mean, the price is a reflection of buyers and sellers. Who are the sellers on this market, and who are the buyers? Because for instance, like G Fartcoin, G Cities, G ICM was another one, I think. Like there's buyers and sellers on either side of the market. Who are the buyers and who are the sellers? Just if you were to break those two out, because this isn't a traditional market where you're buying and selling based on the fundamentals of company. You're theoretically buying because you want to market your game, buy the token and give it to your users, or you're a seller because you've earned it and want to, cash it in. I don't know. Can you describe that?
Yeah, because it's an open market. So game developers generally are going to buy and not sort of do trading all the time. They're just going to buy and hold. Like myself, I bought the tokens and I'm holding it because I've boosted my game against it. Now, other traders are going to buy and sell it because there's going to be speculation on how good this game is going to be, how good this platform is going to be, how good a certain game coin is going to be. So that speculation is going to drive the trading volume of buying and selling. So because it's an open market, and that's the beauty of it, that because it's an open market, traders can buy and sell and game developers can hold. at the same time. So it sort of creates a new kind of mechanic that was not possible before.
Okay. And sorry, just to wrap this part up, like once you move to pump, like is there a model where like if you say, let's take it like trading fees or revenues from the game that you're developing, if you put a bid on G cities and G cities started going up in price, do you think that would kind of fuel some sort of adoption flywheel in terms of people then piling into G cities, and maybe the price, everyone's talking about G cities, okay, what's this game, blah blah blah. Like how do you see the network effect there?
Yeah, man, the network, the second degree and third degree network effects of G cities taking off, and then G cities sort of helping become the rewards for other games that I'm not even connected with, is totally possible, and that is quite possible that takes off as well. So there are games where people can win the cities token because people have put G cities and boosted other games. So I'm the marketing effect of this entire thing is enormous, because any game can win cities token. It's up to the players on which game they boost. So other games are getting cities token as well if people put it against their games.
Got it. Okay, I think that maybe wraps my OG protocol. We really like the product. I just haven't seen, I think, it kind of take off, but maybe that's more just I'm not in the weeds as much. And but yeah, I think it will. Like I love the model. I mean,
everybody in crypto looks at everyone else and like, oh, this is what everybody is doing, so maybe this is what is right. So
this is new and novel.
Yeah, independent thinking is lacking, and I think that's what gets you
absolutely
in startups. Like it's being contrarian to everyone, and those bets are what we know in Silicon Valley is what people do all the times, and take a bet that everyone else says no, this is not going to work. So
got it. So I guess one thing I wanted to kind of pivot to here as we wrap here is, so we got the migration, the partnership with OG Protocol. I wanted to address this part here, AI coding agents. Can you walk us through this? I think this is a really important point, and I don't want it to be missed.
Oh yes, thank you. I really wanted to cover this. So you guys have to hear this. Like the speed at which these AI coding agents are getting better is insane. When we started the project as an AI native studio, we were using these tools and these models, AI models, very heavily when we launched it in April and May. And at that time, these coding agents were helpful. They would help other programmers and like do stuff. They have improved so much because of this arms race between OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and X is Grok, that the speed at which they've improved is insane. We have gone from them being sort of a coding assistant to a software intern to a senior engineer. What that means is that now I have basically an army of these agents that just build the game. I give them, instruct them, and then come back and test it. But so what that has resulted in is that I've sort of got rid of the team because it was so expensive. Like, for example, I want to get small change done. It would cost me, let's say, $2,000 in 5 days. Now it costs me like, I don't know, like $100 or in like half a day to get that thing done from these AI agents. So I'm in sort of, I can easily say I'm in the top 0.1% of people who knows how to use these coding agents to build games. And that is why these savings are so massive that a lot of this fees can now just go to the reward pool. I can build more of these games much faster, and we'll have all these games sort of using the same token, all cross-promoting each other. And it's just going to be a matter of time, and all this sort of value accrues. And let me tell you what made Farmville so successful. Farmville was not successful on its own. Farmville was successful because all the other games that came before it added up to it. And then when Farmville launched, it cross-promoted it to Farmville. So when Farmville came out, it had all these users coming from all these other games. That's the effect that I'm trying to create. Farmville was not the first game, and in isolation, it did not take off. It took off because all these other games were cross-promoting in it, and there was an ecosystem going on. So, and that's possible now by being a very small team. I don't have to have a massive team to do that.
Yeah, look, I ran a gaming studio for 2 years, 10 people. I know you have character riggers, graphics people, you have coders, back end people. Running games, building games is expensive.
Dude, that's Network Cities. All those assets have been built by me and AI. I don't have any artist, 3D artist on my team. It's all AI is moving at a pace, and I've been so deep in the trenches trying to become an expert. Yes, tools are available to everybody, but well, it's like paintbrushes are available, everybody can paint, but people who have experience with light and shadows are going to create masterpieces now. So that's what's going to happen, and that's what makes me so excited. It's just magic, like working with these things. So that's what brings all these savings.
That's a huge unlock. That's a huge unlock. And so basically AI agents, you know, they'll give you massive savings, like you pointed out here. Last thing as we wrap this, I think we want to wrap this here in the next couple of minutes, since we have our next guest coming on. But I think this is really important. This results in 20x cost savings, which allows us to direct more fees we're going to get from Pump towards rewards on open game protocol. So just last piece here, kind of walk us through that. So you get the cost savings, but how does that translate to rewards on open game protocol?
I take those rewards, I take that money, I buy more game coins, and I boost my game. So the reward pool keeps getting bigger. So I buy more game coins, I keep buying more game coins, I keep getting more fees, I keep buying more game coins, and the reward pool keeps getting bigger.
A perpetually increasing reward pool. I love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
more people are going to come and play the game and hold the token, and we're going to go from there.
You know,
KNet is a big billion-dollar company. They're an AI gaming studio. Guys, you have to have cities on a watch list. That's what I've gotten from this.
And price isn't the only thing to pay attention to here. You know, there are many times where price is going in one direction, but as far as the progress being made on the building side of things, that's going in a completely opposite direction, right? And so I think that's definitely that could be something similar going on here with cities. I'm excited to see like what you guys do. I think Pump Fun is a really good place for you guys because, especially again, love the words with DGen's idea. Like they will eat that alive. So I can't wait till that comes out. Can't wait till poker comes out and we can get an idea of how these things will play. But I mean, when rewards are there, when money's up for grabs in a reward pool, right? Like, you know, DGens will DGen on and to earn the reward.
Chill and I will be on Cities Poker. Mark my words.
If Bitcoin crashes to like sub 80K, we'll be out. We'll be there. Oh man.
There's a quick question here. With all due respect, graphics do look a bit sloppy. You can tell they're AI. How do you intend to improve quality going forward, if at all? I think that's a general AI kind of graphic statement as well, but
I think that's a general graphic statement. I think you should look at it, my game, and tell me which part is sloppy. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. General people create slop. Look at my game and tell me which part is slop. And I'm sure it's not 100% there where humans would be, but I can tell you it's 98% perfect. It's not slop. I've gone through and redid a lot of this so that it doesn't look like slop. That's a very general statement. Look at my game and tell me which part is looking like slop.
All right, Moose, you got to screenshot it and put it in the replies.
Yeah. And I'll fix it. I'm humble enough to know that, I'm not perfect, but I'm telling you, it's to a point where it's indistinguishable from a human doing it because I've spent so much time on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Cool, man. This was a great chat. Chill, do you have anything last thing?
No, basically the same. No, thank you so much for coming through and sharing with us, all the updates. I think what you guys have going on is massive. Games don't depend on, price action. It's just as long as the games are good, it will do well. So I love what you guys are building. Can't wait to see how things play out with OG Protocol as they start getting closer to token launch and all that good stuff. But appreciate you coming on the show. And again, if you ever have any updates you want to share with the community, come back on. We'd love to have you. So Thanks for taking the time for today.
Thanks for having me.
Always good chat, Anshul. See you, buddy.
Bye.
Take care. Dude, that was
I
awesome.
love Anshul. He's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you were on the last one with OG Protocol. He came on, I believe, before or after. I can't remember, but yeah, just like these check-ins are amazing because it's just like you see the progression.
Yep.
We got pinged on Racer.
Yes.
Vax. Yeah, I don't know if you.
Yes. Yeah. Let me share my screen here real quick. But yeah, you're right. I love
DMCG guys, 1,000 on stream. Appreciate you. We covered Matt. Ave also had ICM, so let's maybe try and squeeze these in before Bubble comes up.
Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, so let's look at Racer. I got my screen saved. My bad. My trading terminal just pinged me. I guess somebody like I think one of my bags, one of my watch lists just hit a key area. Anyway, let's see here. Racer. So looks like Racer launched. They did tell us that they were launching at 12 p.m. yesterday when they came on. Dang, my thing is pinging me. What's happening here? So yeah, looks like they just launched their ticker today. We are all racers. I'm getting pings on this in a lot of group chats. Let's take a look at the chart real quick. Let's look at it on the minute since it just launched. Actually, might not be a bad it might not be a bad buy here. Let me see. Might not be a bad buy.
Hit the 1 minute candles. We're too degenerate for 5 minute candles on new launches.
Literally, I thought it was on 1 minute. My bad. Yeah. So, I mean, really, no need for TA on a new launch on this 1 minute chart. But I know that he said yesterday that they'll be starting races, and basically, I think he said you need an NFT, right? You need an NFT to buy. I actually forgot. Let me look at Magic Eden. I actually pulled up their NFT on Magic Eden, and I believe it was called man.
Try and find it for you.
It was called Grand Prix or Solana. I forget exactly.
Solana Grand Prix for sure.
Yep, got it. I think I got it. Let's see here. Yeah, so Solana Grand Prix looks like the NFTs are worth 0.18 SOL. So they're 0.12 SOL, about the same price as they were yesterday. Looks like it's catching a little bit of a bid here. Yeah, so not bad at all. Not bad at all. I mean, look, they have some novel mechanics going. They have a way of kind of creating the stickiness around their game. So let's see how things. All I know is literally thesis involved. Like, I don't fade Meteorite Collective when they're in stuff. So it's always worth keeping an eye on them when they're involved in some of these things. Last thing I'm going to take a look at real quick is the website. I just want to make sure we're covering things. So Racer is the first liquid game where liquidity itself is the physics engine, and the play exclusively uses Racer. Every swap, race, and trade fuels the game. 4% gameplay fee cycles back as fuel, reducing supply, supporting rewards, and strengthening liquidity. So we talked about a lot of this yesterday as well. You can use Racer for voting power to you can hold it or spend it to boost your point multipliers while you race. And then you also have reward power, where 100% of the fees from team coin swaps go into the prize pool. And wow, looks like they have a 50% buy and burn here activated. So yeah, a lot of novel things going on here with Racer. So I'm interested to see how this liquidity game plays out. Let me know if you guys actually check it out. Cool. So that was Racer. I believe you guys wanted to also check out ICM.run. Racer chart is catching a bid, guys. Let me know in the chat if you guys are buying. Are you guys buying this? Let me know. Let me know. So we got, that's Racer, the new launch. Let's see here. What else? What else do we have? What else do we have? ICM. I think someone mentioned ICM.run. So let me just take a look at them really quick before we get our next guest in here. So it looks like ICM.run, 6 mil, 6.8 mil, 7 mil or so, still at a buy zone on the chart. Looks like we could either wick below or maybe even like take a stab at 5 mil on this chart, but this is all low time frame stuff at the end of the day. Not really worried. We know what ICM.run is. We know where it's going. So I'm not really in a rush to see this price go anywhere. I just want to make sure things are taken care of, and we know that they are. We know they're out in San Fran recruiting founders, and it sounds like that's going pretty well. We know that they're incubating CPT. We know that's a huge project. And lastly, I'll mention on ICM.run is their treasury. Their treasury is like going crazy right now because they have this CPT supply. I think they got dropped 100% of or not 100%, I'm sorry, 1% of the CPT supply. Yes, 1%, or might even have been 0.5, might have been 0.5% if I'm not mistaken. So worth taking note there. The treasury on ICM.run, the treasury on ICM.run is looking very nice, and also you see the dupe in the treasury in there as well. So a lot of good things happening there for the ICM.run treasury.
Wild that CPT added like 150 or 130K, just like, and that's one of 30, right?
Yeah, that's just one project. So I can't imagine, where this goes as they actually start incubating projects. So incubating more projects, I should say. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Let me know what else you guys want us to check out. We covered Met. We covered ICM. We covered Racer. What else would you guys like to see? I'm actually gonna pull up Moby DCAs, and I don't know if you guys caught this OOB. This was described as a good size play yesterday at like 3. I think I got it actually at like 1 mil, or not 1 mil, but 0.2 cents or 20 cents. Got this at the ping on this at 20 cents, and seemed like a decent little play, but I'm not really sure what it is. All I know that is that it was kind of supported by Kraken on this launch, but apparently this is their website, pay with crypto and pay everywhere. So basically, not a bad, and looks like they're backed by Tether. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, backed by Tether. That's actually really huge. User experience perfection, USDT payments in real time. I mean, look, this cycle, we are unlocking crypto to like payments, like real connection, right? Like no longer are we looking to a centralized exchange to off ramp to fiat. We have plays like Avicii. We have plays like this, Ubit. We even have MoonPay, I believe. They have actually had pay with crypto as well, some features like that. So we actually have a lot of these novel features. So I actually like this. But again, great discovery happening on Moby, and there's more stuff like this on the app. So you want to get on the app. Look at our link in bio for the invite to the.
Yeah,
Moby.
here I'll throw this up. Right there at the ticker at the bottom, invite.mobyscreener.com-mcg, and go download the mobile app. You get the their coveted DCA, global DCA tracker for free. And of course, I also post new DCAs from different projects. Look at that Meta one at the top there. How much is that worth?
670K.
And how much of it is started, like filled? None of it?
0%. So
when did it frequency? 2 minutes. Okay. When was it started? 33 minutes ago? or something? I'm just
Started
reading up.
6 days ago, 33 bucks a minute.
Okay, interesting. Wow.
So, yeah, like this is a really powerful tool here. I really like this. I really like this for discovery. Let's see.
We
Outside
have
of
so we have BUBL on. I don't know if we can pull up their token next on a chart, and then we can kind of get into that one. Unless you had something else to call out real quick.
no, BUBL, yes. Let's see here. So this is their chart. On BUBL. I mean, recent launch, not too much charting to do on this. I need a little bit more volume to work with on a chart like this one. Let me take a look at their it looks like they need to update the
Got to get your Mobi updated.
yeah, let me actually yeah, I gotta log in. I haven't logged in on Mobi, but let me grab their Twitter real quick, and I'll pull that up. I actually have them on a watch list on my terminal. So
this is another, I believe, pump spotlight as well.
Yep.
One. So
leading the next wave of financial simplicity, peer-to-peer with one link every wallet. Cool. So looks like peer-to-peer value transfer is really what this is. Oh, look at that.
There we are, the matrix.
Shout out to them. So let me go to their website real quick. Crypto payments, truly seamless, no account, just connect your wallet, set an amount, and share a link. So yeah, this looks good. I love this website. It looks very sleek, but it looks like just basically peer-to-peer payments, peer-to-peer value transfer. So excited to get this conversation started. And it looks like we got the team on stream. Welcome. How are you, Tate?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. We're doing good. Market is nuking as we speak. However, we're still stoked. We're hyped. We know things are gonna, jobs not finished. How are you guys doing on your end?
Hey, we're pretty good. We couldn't be any better right now. I'm just currently in works, building out as much as we possibly can, and keeping our head down.
Awesome. Where are you guys based?
Currently based out in Los Angeles.
LA. Love that.
Yes.
Love that.
What about you guys?
I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Florida. And Josh here, he's in Canada.
Toronto
Specifically.
Toronto. I love it.
In the 6, yeah.
Love it.
Six.
Have you been to Toronto or something?
I have currently. I have a lot of friends over there. I'm
Oh,
actually kind of next to oh goodness gracious, what is it called? Right next to your guys' lake, Lake Ontario. Yeah, right across there. I think it's Whitby, I believe. Yeah, Whitby through and then obviously stayed some couple nights in Toronto as well. I think I was there last year 6 times in total.
What? Really? All right,
Yeah,
well, dude,
a lot.
hit me up. The towns you are listing are very familiar to me. So
yeah. Time for y'all to link.
I can't believe Whitby just got mentioned on the stream. That is wild, bro.
I don't need to. Yeah, we'll skim it. We'll skim over.
That's funny. All right.
So I guess we can kind of jump into it here. I guess the best place to start before we dive into the project itself is just your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll start there.
Yeah, sweet. So I've been in social media, kind of like in the econ space as well for the last 7 years. Been by myself since I was 17 years old. Moved from Los Angeles all over the place, all over the coast. And I focused in on kind of a creator myself. So, I've done TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I kind of found like a really sweet spot in between marketing. It's kind of where I indulged into. I met some really, really cool people that introduced me into kind of like the Web3 space, the crypto space, and I found kind of like my interest in fixing really simple problems, if that makes sense. Things to just simplify as hard as we possibly can. I've owned a talent agency or two. I've worked on a couple backends. I used to act as well. And then I helped out build a couple Telegram bots here and there. And that's kind of where I've come to be with BUBL Pay. Kind of made my full focus on here.
Nice, nice. So always had an interest in building. So kind of walk us through the startup story. I don't know, like what the team looks like, or you can tell us a little bit about that as well. But tell us how you even like stumbled across this idea and how this all came to be.
Yeah, so I was currently building out a Telegram bot that was like I guess like a in-game currency play to like gamble with essentially. So it's not like really real money, but you'd be able to launch this Telegram bot and you'd play with other users kind of like jackpot style. So I was going through research and I was searching up with friends as we were playing. And I was like, hey, I wonder if there's a chance that we can integrate a purchase button through Telegram. I didn't know if there was one, if there wasn't. So I was just kind of looking to do it as hard as possible. And then I realized like, hey, we can add like a cryptocurrency type of beat where you can add a purchase button through any type of product. And then I woke up literally the next morning and I talked to a buddy of mine. He's like, hey, it'd be really cool if you could figure out a way to do almost like a link tree style. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Talked to my dev that I've currently worked with the past like 6 years, brought to his attention, like, hey, is there a chance that we can kind of make it to where we mitigate the only issue, but all you have to do is, tap a link and get paid. And he's like, oh yeah, that's easy. He's like, I for sure can do this. And then kind of push came to shove, conversation came out and I was like, oh my goodness, like history is kind of repeating itself here because, back in the day we had, wire transfers with domestic account numbers. And then they came out with, Venmo and PayPal as seamless as possible. Right. And I was like, okay, well, there's no way we can make sending cryptocurrency even more seamless because it seems so simple, right? And I was like, well, what if you could just click one link and get paid? Like it just kind of like a Venmo and PayPal beat. And then it kind of rolled from there to realize, okay, this could be an introduction between people who don't understand Web3 and people who don't understand crypto to be able to easily understand it, kind of like these other payment processors or, SaaS tools have done in the past. That's kind of how it kind of came to fruition.
Got it. So is it just you working on this? Like, what's the team setup look like?
So we have a 3 to 4 man team currently. We have me as the founder. We have 2 other co-founders, my dev, and a buddy of mine that I've worked closely with in the marketing industry. His name's Mark Anthony. And it's kind of like a 3 to 4 man team bouncing back and forth. All of us, like I said, are, 12-hour phone calls every single day, not hopping off, trying to do as many updates as possible, thinking, our roadmap, where we're going to go. We like to keep our close quarters. We don't like to expand too much other than making sure that anything that we bring to light or anybody we bring on is super beneficial for Bubble Pay. We don't want to have any, I guess you could say, FUD. So we don't like building out these huge teams.
Got it. Yeah. So I guess like this is where we can kind of dive deeper into the product here. So like tell us a little bit about what you're building. Like what does it fix? Where's the need? Like let's kind of go through that side of things.
Yeah, sounds sweet. So Bubble Pay is a peer-to-peer transactional service. So we're like a SaaS tool with a bunch of different utility. Like I said, sending cryptocurrency in this day, it's as simple as possible. You have a wallet address and you have a chain. I don't know. Can I ask you guys a question? Have you guys accidentally ever sent money somewhere where it wasn't supposed to go?
Thankfully not.
Okay.
Because
thank goodness.
Thankfully not. But I was very close at one point.
We're not rookies too much, but
thank goodness. Okay. So we simplify these transactions and we mitigate the only 2 security risks with sending crypto. So, if you send a wire transfer back in the day, if you mess up, you can cancel that wire transfer. But with crypto, if you mess up one wrong character, your money's gone, right?
Yeah.
It's completely gone. And I mean, I'm not afraid to admit, look, I've done it. All right. I've lost a good amount of money by doing it because I'm sloppy. I've got ADHD and I rush almost everything. Right. So I've lost a good amount of money. What Bubble Pay does is it fixes and it bridges this to where essentially all you do is you click connect your wallet and then you send a link and that link directly gets connected to that said wallet and you never have to worry about sending your money anywhere else. And then if you really want to get into it, the utility that we have to offer, we're completely decentralized, right? We don't collect any sensitive information, no KYC. We try to make it as seamless as possible for any user to be able to hop on and go. Now, if you do have an account with us, you do get like dashboards, you get analytics, you get metrics, just simple things to track if you were to use us for, if you're a merchant or you're trying to create a paywall for, a paid group or so on and so forth. We want to make sure that if you're using us, obviously use us at your own discretion and do what you want. But if you guys we're a 24-hour service as well. Almost, we have somebody on the clock, so if anything ever does go wrong, we are there. But yeah, I think Bubble Pay fixes and mitigates the only two security issues with sending cryptocurrency in this day, and then also with payment processing. I mean, I don't see a lot of forms out there that don't have KYC or decentralization because people want to protect their money.
So I got a question on this. So we run a business here at MCG. One of the things that I don't like is that when I send out, let's say, payroll or something, is like people can go and look at the whole transaction history. Is there privacy built in here? Like if I build a payment and send it to someone, can they go and look, on the blockchain and see where that came from?
So that's a great question. That's what we have here currently coming out this week. I'm really glad you asked that. We do have ICM on the back end that we are going to be covering with. And then on top of that, we're adding a hide my transaction button where essentially you'll be basically swapping in between each and every wallet. Now, right now, currently how it works is you sign a smart contract when you send out this payment. We never take custody of your funds. Funds never hit our main wallets whatsoever. We don't ever take care of your own funds. You are simply peer-to-peer transactions, but sooner or later, there will be a full coverage on any payment that you do send out when you're doing payroll.
Got it.
Okay. Sorry, I was on mute. Okay. First off, this is a really sharp solution, by the way, guys. I mean, I've been around the payment stuff on Solana for a long time here, and this is one of the better ones. Okay. So I don't have to sign up. Like if I just click send crypto there or send a payment, can I do it without signing up?
Yeah. You don't need an account with us. We don't, like I said before, we don't collect any sensitive information. You don't need an account with us. You can put $5 there currently. You can add a password to protect your send, make it whatever you feel. It'll generate you a payment link. You then can send that payment link to whoever you're trying to send or receive crypto to. They click this send link. It'll show them exactly how much it is. They click connect wallet and then they click pay. Simple.
Wild. And create a bubble. Sorry. Can I, one more feature question?
Yeah,
create a bubble bag it says upload an image here. I don't really want to upload an image, but is that like a gift card kind of thing?
Yeah, you're right on the head. So this is actually a new utility for Bubble. Essentially, a couple weeks ago, I came to a bunch of people like to do giveaways and airdrops in the community to keep everyone active, stay in touch. And I was thinking, and I was like, okay, there's got to be a way to get the community as activated as possible. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know how I kind of came up with this idea, but it's essentially, think of a prepaid Visa gift card. You load up on a link, kind of like a bubble, like a Visa prepaid. It's a bubble bag. You can upload it, whatever image you like to it. You can add a password to this bubble bag. You can write a note, and then you can do airdrops. You can send stable coins. You can do whatever you kind of like with this. Also, we're currently in talks with a couple different concerts couple different brands to do some QR codes and slap them around for people to scan and accept a little gift or two.
So I guess a question that I had, I saw on your website here. I mean, honestly, great product here so far. I love I love just the website. It looks like super clean.
Thank you.
Kind of zoomed in on it here, but like it looks really, really clean. I had two questions for you. The first, I saw create a subscription.
Yes.
Now, when you create a subscription, is this something that is automated? Is this a process that's automated, or do you have to if there is a monthly subscription, you kind of have to send it out every month?
No, this is fully automated. Once you create a subscription, I guess we can call it a paywall. We'll say this subscription link, as soon as they accept to whatever term it is, they confirm the smart contract. It is completely automated every single month to whatever price point that you have it set to.
Interesting. Because I look at a lot, we've heard of this happening in crypto, right? The Discord, the Discord groups, the whale chats, the whatever, that people need to pay monthly for. But there's a host of many other things that just services in general in crypto that you would have to pay for. Can this only be done in stables, or can I say hey, I need you to pay in Bubble token? Can you do a monthly subscription for that too?
So currently, as we speak, we are Solana based. In future talks, we are going to be heading into multi-chain, and that is going to be a part of it as well. Yes, correct.
But even on Solana, let's say just another, like if I wanted to use Mobi token, for example, or Fartcoin to as a payment, can I use that like token as a payment as well, or is it just USDC, just stables?
Currently, it's just USDC and just stables. But definitely a good question to ask. If you think you see something that you guys would like to add there, like I said, we've added multiple other features behind the scenes for other creators. We are very flexible with whoever we work with and some of the partnerships we have. Yeah.
Got it. And another thing is, are you guys going to create like an SDK to kind of like plug into websites and kind of like outsource this to be able to go on to different products? Is that something you guys have in the plans?
We do currently. That is in our roadmap for the next month and a half.
Oh, the next month and a half. Whoa. Like, okay. Let's talk about this. I think this is really important. So what's your grand vision for Bubble Pay right now? Because I'm viewing it as like a cash app for crypto, basically.
Yeah, kind of spot on here. So you can look at it like kind of like a Venmo or cash app for crypto. You know, that's essentially how it's the easiest way to kind of get a grip on what we're building here. Our bigger scheme of plans of what we really want to like indulge into, what we want Bubble to kind of formulate around is we want to integrate with, again, we are a SaaS tool, but we are essentially a payment processor at the end of the day, you know, with our integrations and our plug and plays. I think with Bubble, we're going to turn into, we have an app coming soon as well. So essentially we do want to move forward into more of a Venmo / Cash App, right? But in the longer terms, we want to be used as, you know, your form of, I guess what you said earlier, it's using us as a payment style for any type of merchants, e-com, and online.
Got it. You know, because this is the thing that I like, we hear about a lot on these streams, you know, token gated services, right? So like founder creates a project, and to access some of these features, like it needs to be token gated. And honestly, I find that sometimes that's just a really like
friction.
It creates a lot of friction. It's the best way to put it. And a lot of times it just kind of like it blows up the UX a little bit, so it makes it really hard for users. In that way, do you see yourself kind of being a solution for that? Like, let's say you guys do get to a point where you can accept any token for payments outside of just stables, and then on top of that, you have an SDK. So you say you can kind of bring this product to founders and say, hey, look, you want to create, you know, token gated services. Here's a plugin on your website that you can click, and users can, I don't know, whether it is maybe they have to come with a wallet already, but built-in wallets would also be really nice. But just kind of providing that, is that something you guys see yourself doing or leaning into at all?
Yes, 100%. We have a lot of exciting things that are going to be coming about here shortly and soon, especially partnerships, you know, and then also, like I said, the integrations between some APIs and stuff like this, the SDKs that will make it as easy as possible to be able to use us. Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Yeah. I want to get into some of the metrics here. I see transactions flowing at the top there. I don't know if those are real time or just kind of like rolling through, but yeah, give us an idea of your transaction volumes. What's your business model here? Like, do you take transaction fees? And then we'll get into the Bubble token itself.
Yeah, I can kind of clear answer all of that at once. So if you look back down here, these recent transactions, these are live. If you go to the main homepage, these are real-time transactions that are going through. At the top, I think that's a roll through as well, just being fully transparent. And then kind of with our token, how we have it set up is kind of like if you're staking or holding us, you'll be able to sooner or later, once we come out with our app, you will be able to lower our fees. Our business models, we do take a 1.3% transaction fee in between each transaction, whether that's retail or if that's just you sending, you know, a regular one-time payment, like an invoice towards, you know, whatever it may be, a friend, or if it's, you know, a business employee, whatever it is. That kind of answers that. So.
Got it. So you guys have your platform is being used. like how many users do you guys have? Do you have any like metrics like that? Like how much volume are you guys generating right now on the platform?
Yeah. So currently we are a new launch, we're a new release, right? Our MVP and our whole product has been done for, I think, around a month so far. Just recently, we've integrated with 3 new businesses in the last week. So we're getting them all set up. We're shipping over any analytic we can from them to learn and obtain. So we will have all those metrics here in about 2.5 weeks or so once those payments get set up. But currently right now we're sitting at around anywhere from, 1,000 to 3,000 that Bubble is making. So it's not a lot monthly, yeah.
No, but I mean, look, you guys are generating revenue. That's more than many projects can say. So that's a positive.
Hold up, you're making 1 to 3K in revenue, right, on 1.3%. So that means your transaction or your fees on your network is like 150K.
Yeah, and these transactions are also with like our cents back and forth with testing, being fully
okay.
So I'm not pulling any strings here. I'm just being fully transparent.
No,
we appreciate it.
Yeah, no, this is cool.
We got to test somehow in some way, So
all right. I gotta ask because people. So your team of 4. Who's doing the coding here? What's the experience that qualifies them to build a payment processing solution?
Yeah, we our head dev here. His name's Peter Barillo. He's a buddy of mine. I've known him for a couple years now. I've used him on a lot of projects. He's actually local with me as well. We've been pretty good friends. He's at IBV. It's a medical technology research type ordeal. He's been working over there for, I think, the last 6 to 8 months, computer science, so on and so forth. I mean, my whole hands and trust into him. He's taking currently some new classes, but in works and in chats, we are bringing on a full stack dev team as well. But so far, he's been a one-man show, and it's worked out, and it's proven what his work's been great.
Got it. Sounds good. And so I guess I want to move on to the token here. Just kind of talk a little bit about what's the purpose of the token, or I know you kind of mentioned staking. Was there any buybacks or anything like that? Or not staking, reduction of fees. Can you give us a little bit more there as well?
Yeah, we haven't integrated anything currently so far. Again, when we're launching a token towards business, like in talks of like ICM, right? We don't have anything integrated currently, but what we want to come to and what we're going to develop essentially is if you're passing a threshold of however much % you're holding with Bubble token, that fee will be able to drop by anywhere from 2 to 3%. So our 1.3% of fee transaction that we take could potentially and easily drop down to just a 1% flat fee. So if you're a regular user that is using Bubble on a day-to-day basis, I mean, you're going to want to be able to hold into Bubble. Sorry, what?
Got it. No, you're good. You're good. Great answer to the questions. Honestly, great conversation here so far. You've been super transparent, and it seems like you actually have a plan around this as well.
Of course.
One thing I wanted to ask about was, who do you see using this? I think about now just kind of crypto native participants. Like we all kind of, we send wallet, we send crypto back and forth through our wallets, through Phantom or Rabby or wherever. Like, who do you see using this? Is it businesses? Is it just like normal users? Or are you trying to like reach outside of crypto? What's the plan or the approach there?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is we wanted to scroll across making just transactions in general as seamless as possible. So, your typical crypto user that's in the trenches, right? That wants to send crypto back and forth. Now, there's experienced people and non-experienced. We started kind of there just to simplify that portion. But a big thing that we're leading into is we really want to bridge, like I said in the beginning, that gap between Web3 and people who just don't understand what crypto is. If I can walk up to the street to somebody and say, hey, you want $100 in crypto? And they're like, I have no idea how to do that. But yeah, I send them a link. They click it. They can generate a wallet with us maybe sooner or later, maybe possibly. And they can accept crypto like that instantaneous moment. They're like, wow, that's it. We're trying to bridge that gap into bringing into people who don't know what crypto is, and to making it as seamless as possible for them to accept crypto and send crypto for them to learn more about it.
Got it. I think this product here has a lot of potential. So we had like one project that came on, really awesome business. It was a medical company, and they're doing a lot of things. They've onboarded like a ton of medical offices and healthcare for professionals. They're working with a lot of big hospitals and things, but there's some friction because, you know, they have to use their token within their services, right? And that creates a lot of friction with their client base. They're still onboarding these clients regardless. But to make that experience a lot better, I think that's where a product like BUBL can really shine. If you can come in and let's say, hey, look, here's a link, and all you don't even have to make a wallet or anything. A wallet is created for you. Crypto, stables is sent from one to another. I think on that like payment side of things, creating like a B2B infrastructure is a place that this can shine. And but I think this product is amazing, man. I like what you're doing.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we have a lot of new things to come. I'm excited to share it. Like I said, our Twitter is very active on day-to-day updates and posts, especially with integrations. We know we've partnered with a couple different merchants and paid groups so far. As long as also our partnership with Pump as well. And so we have a lot of things to come, especially on the B2B, P2P, and B2C side, as currently. And we're excited to see how far we can take this thing.
Yeah, why Pump? And I know like there's Soar and MetaDAO, and like why Pump specifically?
So we did look into MetaDAO and a couple other places. MetaDAO actually owns your IP rights currently as well, and we are going into traditional VC funding here shortly. So we couldn't do that if we didn't own our rights to our own, product.
Oh, so, interesting. So they assign the IP rights to the token holders, right?
Correct. So
wow, and that stalls out VC funding. Eh?
Correct. Yeah, you don't own your website, you don't own your code, you don't own anything.
Okay.
So there's a couple, and that's how those DAOs work. And I totally understand, but we do have, like I said, a lot of things in the back burner that are going to be hitting us very shortly. We just couldn't do that. So that's why we didn't go with them. And Pump Fund was the most communication that we had, the most back and forth, the most helpful. They seemed super interested, and a lot of talks.
No believe.
We I can't really talk on that one. All right. I'm not too sure.
Got you. So, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, look, we recognize on this show that, there's going to be different needs that founders have when creating a business. So, just glad that you guys found someone that works for you guys and everything. And the feedback that we've gotten from a ton of founders as well is that Pump is very involved, right? They're open, they're willing to jump in and help and things of that nature. I'm sure that makes it a lot easier for you guys. Now, you mentioned something interesting. You said that you're about to be in talks with VCs. I don't know how much you can share on that. And I'm sure maybe not much, but it is our job to squeeze the alpha out of you on these streams. So here's my attempt to squeeze here.
What's your raise look like?
What's a raise look like? What's a valuation? What's give me as much as you can, bro.
Okay. I don't know
how many VCs.
Let me think about it, because I'm we have 3 on board currently that we're in talks to, but it's only one lead. It's nothing. It's nobody else involved. We're only picking one. We will say it's a pretty penny. I'm really trying to watch my words, and I'm not trying to be vague.
Is it bigger than your current market cap?
Yes.
I love that.
I'll tell you higher or lower. I'm not going to tell you an exact number.
All right.
That's it. That's all. That's all.
So yeah.
All you need.
With the token, like I said, we do have everything locked in Streamflow. We have all of our, the team's allocations. We have our staking. We have our exchanges and percents. Everything is locked away, and everything's clear, transparent on paper as well. But for our VC routes, our seed round, we could say here in the next 3 weeks or so, we should have an announcement. So
nice. And That's awesome. So you have some traction there. You're about to raise. So I guess as we wrap here, we've been through we went through a ton of the business, the features, the what you guys are working on. I guess as we wrap, just what are you most excited about future wise? Like what's coming? I know you mentioned an announcement coming out 3 weeks from now, but what else are you excited
your
about?
X account too, so people can follow you and your partner.
Say it again. I'm so sorry, Josh.
Yeah, no, sorry, Chill to speak over you, but what's also your X account? Can you give us your handle?
Yeah, my handle's Tate Hoover. So just like my first name, my last name, HOOVER. And then my partner over here, my main dev, if you guys want to drop him a follow, you guys can either search through Bubble's account, Bubble Pay, or his name is Peter Barriello, Barilo, one word. That's his Twitter account. Keep live updates of whatever he drops. Most active on Bubble Pay. I do have one question for you guys. What do you guys think? What do you think we could excel on or push more on and give more thought on? Or where would you guys like to see Bubble Pay essentially in the next, couple months here, say?
Dude, I got you. Your subscription I believe is the moat here. If you want me to be like completely honest with you, subscriptions is the moat. That is like, I've tried subscriptions for several things. I've tried it for it's like a wallet, not a wallet tracking, like a smart money tracking platform. I use that all the time. But gosh, the friction there when it comes to monthly payments is horrible. Same thing with many other things. Oh geez.
Yeah.
Oh geez, you crashed.
Oh, what happened to your Tesla?
Oh yeah, that was like 5 days, 6 days ago or so. I'm not too sure. We got into a car accident. I fractured 2 of my ribs. It kind of spun out in the intersection. But yes, you guys, you can't stop building when something
of spun out in the intersection, eh? Okay.
Hey, I wasn't driving. I was a backseat driver, so everyone's okay in the car. Everyone's taken care of. All got checked out. Luckily, I only walked away with 2 fractured ribs. But the biggest thing is we continue to show updates, and we wanted to be there for everyone following on the bubble. So
hey, man, your dev guys is on stream 2 days, 3 days after a significant car accident. So
you love to see it, man. Working Dev is cooking while in the
Reigns, what's up, bro? That's so funny.
That's the homie right there. That's awesome.
Alan King actually was liking it, I think. I don't know if any relation to this guy.
Yeah. I kind of skimmed over it. Sorry not to mention, but Alan King is a part of our incubation. He's part of the team as well.
Oh, really? All right. Shout out Alan.
King is a part of the team.
He's been a huge help. As we step into this, this type of world. I'm a little new to it, but having somebody with helping hands to walk us through exactly, what to expect and what to do, I can't give a big enough shout out to Alan. This guy is amazing. The knowledge he has in this space is absurd. So
that's wonderful. That's what this is shaping up really well, man.
Yo, and he follows MCG, so that's a dub right there.
So that's to answer your earlier question, that's where I would focus on the most. With you guys, there's a ton of friction when it comes to subscription payments, anything crypto related, token gated subscription payments for projects, for creators and their content. I think you can unlock a world of revenue just through that, because there's a ton. I've gotten a deep look at the back end of crypto, and there's a ton there that deserves Bubble Pay's love.
Amazing.
We also have to watch this video.
Yeah, that's good.
Is this is AI? This is AI, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay. No, we don't shame AI, by the way. That's all good.
Amazing.
All right, sorry, I'm pulling a chill here where the volume's off. Let me get that.
Dang, not a chill. That's crazy.
People just found out there's an easier way to send and receive crypto. What letter? What stupid letter? It's gone. It's all gone.
I messed up the wallet address. You need to leave.
What do you mean you messed up the address?
Introducing Bubble Pay. No account needed. Just connect your wallet, set an amount, and share a link.
No, why didn't you send a bubble?
$100 and sold it. My shot's closer than yours. Bet. Send me that bubble, bro. You lost the bet. Bubble pay. Bubble pay.
I just want $1,000 bubble.
I'm sending everyone a 5 soul bubble.
Crypto payment made seamless. Bubble Pay.
That's awesome. I love that.
Amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's sick.
last question, is there going to be like a QR code or is it just like a link?
Yeah. So as we develop for our merchant links, we do have sticky links that are reusable. So you can set a static link. So if I'm selling a product for, let's say $20 or $30, that link will be reusable. Now, again, when you are using our static links or subscriptions, all information gets transferred to the email that's on sign up for the account. There's a description box once you're checking out or making a payment, right? You will be able to sooner or later use a QR code as well for whatever you may like. Now, for bubble bags, essentially for like community giveaways, so on and so forth, there will be a QR code 100% there. But for the time being, we don't have any set plans unless somebody from a merchant side, if it's a paid group or, business to business, really needs a QR code dedicated towards their actual, business site or their checkout links. Like I said, we're really flexible on working with whoever and whomever. We've already done it in the past. For the last week and a half, we've done some amazing work with some trading groups and some Discord groups as well. Some specialization and some unique things that they wanted that we built out for them. So.
Got it. Well, hey, look, appreciate you coming on, Tate. It's been a wonderful conversation. Really love the product that you're building. I'll definitely be keeping eyes on you guys over these coming weeks. So can't wait to see what you guys come out with. And you're invited back on the show, man. So
Absolutely.
as you come out with the updates and you want to share stuff with your community, share it live here.
Amazing. I appreciate you boys. I really do. Thank you for your time. Josh, maybe I'll see you in Canada sometime.
Yeah, hit me up. Follow me on X. You find my my X on the MCG account and I'll follow you back.
Amazing. I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. I know I'll be in contact with you, but thank you so much for having you guys on having me on your show.
Yeah,
sounds good.
You, brother.
Talk to you soon, Tate. Take care.
Dude, awesome. Dude, something with these pump launches, like the expectation starts pretty low, and then as we learn more and more about what they're building, some of them, I'm like, wow, these guys are pretty sharp. They're smart guys. So, they're really cool product. I like this a lot.
I gotta say, man, like I'll keep saying it until I'm blue in the face. The subscription piece is what got me. Subscriptions in crypto suck. And like if they can like bridge that gap, like through like an SDK, if they can, because I mean, remember our conversation with Smart, and he said like, yeah, he has to walk through his clients about how to set up a Solana wallet and XYZ. And it's like, if there was an easier way to do that and like just kind of bridge that gap, that would be really dope. Like imagine being able to like pay using like a debit card, but then like it kind of goes into stables, a wallet gets created, and then it like, it kind of transfers over. Like, I don't, seems like a complicated process, but if they can bridge that gap, that would be huge. But I mean, even without that, like still just, payments, subscriptions, that's a mode of theirs. I can see that vision.
And you guys got some very clear alpha on the stream, which is they're doing a raise and they might have something to announce in 3 weeks. So there's a bit of timeline for you guys, but man, at 200K market cap, like, I'm not saying it's the next Avicii or something like that, but, and it's a little different because it's self-custody and Avicii is a custodian. And also, Avicii probably earns fees from those deposits. There's a little bit more to the business model than just a straight transaction fee, but I don't know. They're like that look pretty promising. I'm not going to lie. If they can just demonstrate some very clear growth in volumes and then corresponding volume or revenues from their transaction fees, they might be onto something here.
So here's my question. I forgot my question.
Well, like, all right, I'll throw this one at you. You, Joe. Like we get impressed. This is a cool product. They got to crack mobile. I think mobile is where a lot of like this stuff happens on the golf course. But like we've seen a lot of payment guys. Nothing new. But like, I don't know. I don't know if that sparks your question again. But
no. Like I'm still. I guess like you said, I need to see the traction, right? I need to see the metrics. I need to see like volume tick up. I want to see who's using their business. Like they said, they're already working with a couple like paid groups and stuff like that. So yeah, I just want to see how things. I think it's really early. I think it's only been a couple days since they launched, so it's still too early to tell some of this stuff. But yeah, looking fantastic, looking fantastic so far. But like you said as well, there have been a lot of products like this. I have to say that, like there has been a lot of products like this, but not all of them are raising from VCs.
Yeah.
Right. And that's number one. Number two, you know, that
I mean, your entry at 200K on the token, like, could it get much lower than that? I mean, maybe.
That's my other thing, bro. Like, I'll pull up the bubble chart real quick. Like, you're honestly getting such a low entry here. If you have like, I mean, who has you know, at the end of the day, stables left. A lot of us are fully allocated here. But I mean, there's not even much PA to do. There's
not bearish on bubble, but just bearish in general. What do you say like that?
Yo, for real. I mean, look, historical liquidation event, not even a month ago. Tough. But either way, like, I mean, the chart here is so low. They're raising more than what's on their chart.
Bro, someone is bidding this. Like, this is
who is buying this?
Oh,
yo,
my
guys,
goodness.
Can you guys not front run my buys, please? Thank you. Thank you. GICM.
Oh, this is the MCG effect, guys.
The MCG candle.
Who is bidding this right now?
All right, I'm just gonna pull down the chart because you guys
go to a 1 minute. Go to a 1 minute candle. Oh, yo, don't even.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
Go to
my
1 minute
gosh.
candle. Hey, not for. I like, hey man, it was a good interview. Anyone watching this on stream, like that guy did great job. Tate did.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We did not hold back. Like
we didn't hold back at all. Like if there's anything we missed on these, like let us know in chat. We'll make sure to ask it. As I started bidding Pepe. Yo, Pepe, you gotta be like, are you off perps, Pepe? I gotta tell you, walk away from the perps, brother. No perps, bro. I'm glad you're off perps. Get on that Mobi mobile, and I'm glad that you're thinking of bidding these. Jeet Sparrow, same. Yeah, I mean, guys, we don't know. We don't know, but that was a good convo.
Yeah, no, that was I will say that was a good conversation. And dang, that almost went 2x.
Bro,
oh no,
what?
that was no. Never mind. I'm capping. I was like, wait a second. No, it's just 200 to 300K. It's not even, I mean, 50%, but yeah, you know, whatever, low cap. Anywho, real quick, I wanted to look at the transactions real quick. How much are they buying on this?
That's low key. I actually just went and did that. I'm like, yo, who's bidding this?
Oh, I want to whale watch. I want to see who's. Whoa. You see this?
No,
whales are watching our show. Confirmed. Moby whales, Met whales, PAI whales, PAI whale. I wonder if he was a whale because of our show. PAI came on right before their run.
Oh, yeah.
Pump whale. We got a couple whales that are bidding this chart up just within the last.
Oh, yo, top fumbler, amazing. Well, you didn't fumble the top there. I think you're buying the bottom on that chart. That chart was looking pretty bottomed.
Solid. Nice. Yeah, so great interview. Great interview here. What else?
Lumen got shout out. Maybe pull up Lumen. They were on when was that interview? That was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
a week
ago. A minute ago. The Lumen chart, I was gonna buy right after stream, but geez. Literally, I'm sacrificing entries to do this show, guys. So I'm really hoping you guys are enjoying it because I can't trade as much while I'm on stream. Okay, look at these. Look at this chart. Chart looks pretty good. I mean, I don't even need to do TA.
You're still on BTC.
Oh, oops. Here we go. You don't even need to like do TA on this chart. Like this chart looks strong. How can I tell a chart looks strong, just look at the wicks on this. Just look at the wicks. Wicks to the downside, wicks to the upside. That means there's volume, there's activity. This chart is vibrant. And like this little powerful like buy candle here, this green candle looks solid. Like this chart looks ready to take off. I'm not gonna lie. And Lumen, I know, is a really good project, just from what we were able to talk about when they came on stream. And I know I said you don't have to chart it up, but guess what? I'll chart it up anyway. Let me see what these guys are talking about. See what these guys just don't fudge yourself out to buy. Yeah, nice little range developing here. On the low side, 850K. Here's the thing. Bitcoin right now is at 98.7. I actually might long that 98.7. And so as Bitcoin starts to bounce, people, confidence comes back into the market. People will run to buy things, right? So you have to kind of figure out, what are you going to buy? And I think Lumen is not a bad bid here. Jeet Sparrow, yeah, just bid a good chart, good level, and you are good. Lumen, he bought Lumen at 1.2. Hey, you're in the green, bro. Congrats.
Yo, shout out Jeet Sparrow. Nice.
Bought
a ton of Lumen. I hope you're up on that big time, Jeet Sparrow. I'm glad MCG got you an entry there. Or I'm glad you got an entry when we saw them on MCG.
Yep. So that's awesome. Great bid. Great level to buy in at. What else? What else do we have? Lumen's looking good. What else do we have? There was one other I wanted to share with you guys.
Bought a Vici at 49 mil. How's that? Let's see, Pepe, are you up?
Yeah, he's up 54 mil right now. Let me
that's 10%. Nice little move there.
Man, you guys are killing it right now, bro. Let me go to a 4-hour on this. Yeah, because nice. Good little dip buy. Good little dip buy. But yeah, it looks like we're at 54 mil right now. But this is a really nice dip on Avicii. So quick, not trying to FUD Avicii, guys. Avicii's a great project. But just from a technical standpoint, when you consider the fact that they've been pretty much, up only for the time that they launch, right? So like, let's draw that from there to there. About, golly, that's like almost a 12x off the bottom, right? So you have to kind of consider, when are people going to start taking profits, right? So this is a time to kind of watch for dips on Avicii. Just sold. Thanks, Chill, for profits. Chill. I'm not saying that. Like, what I am saying is there's no way you should be up to like 10x plus on a bag and haven't taken profits. I don't care what you're in and what the long term, like, even if it's just 10%, 20% profits. Don't
look, man. I want our chat to be the ones extracting out of the market. Remember, market is zero-sum game, guys, and we want chat to get extraction out of the market, not other people, not meme coin promoters, none of those guys. Like, not guys on other streams. We want people in our chat, MCG chat, to be winners.
What did Hayden say? Yo, we're trying to max extract on this one, boys. Oh, you guys remember that from the
those losers, lunch? Man.
Yeah, those guys are crazy, bro.
That is like, you got to go to jail for stuff like that. The fact that they didn't send that guy to jail or track him down and there's not an FBI warrant for them is just a bad look for crypto crime. Like,
yeah, you can get away with it, is what
like, look, I don't think you need to ruin the kid's life, but there has to be some consequence. And didn't they unlock, like, the funds got released in a court order? Like, I don't know. It just reeks of disgust to me.
Yep. But yeah, guys. Yeah, I think the law's got to get better. Like, there has to be some repercussion, right? Or else it's going to continue. But at the end of the day, not saying this for sure, but why? Shout out to the South Park episode the White House is like all-time highs when it comes to crime, crypto crime. So they're kind of setting the lead in that way, and that's South Park saying that.
I didn't see the content, but were they like poking fun at like the perps trading and the announcement stuff?
No. So basically they just said we're launching a meme. They got stuck in some haunted house and they launched a meme coin to get out of it, is really what that was. And they're like saving their neighborhood or something like that. I forget the context. Ooh, Jeep Sparrow, I'm glad you mentioned spread. I got you. I have a few things I wanted to run through with you guys today. But yeah, like that was the context with that. Like, but it was just them launching a meme coin. And then there was some random kid from the West Coast that was one of their cousins that's a quote unquote advisor, and he's like, yeah boys, like pre-sale is full, we can max extract on this. So like they already know, like they talked about locked liquidity. Like I'm like, how does South Park know what locked liquidity is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but those guys have been doing like crypto cultural reference for a hot minute.
Really?
But I
didn't know that.
Yeah. No, they've done stuff, I'm pretty sure. But the one I was wondering if they're gonna poke fun at, like there's some big perps whale that keeps putting in positions like minutes before key announcements are made. And
yes,
like I mean, you gotta be in. I don't want to say this, like this, but you got to be fairly close to that information flow to have conviction to put a $5 million 10x long or short on something around key announcements like the tariffs and crypto regulation, all this kind of stuff. Like you got to be on the beat. You got to be in the information to be able to put those positions on. And that's just the truth. Like that's not conspiracy. That's just the truth. Not a good look, to be honest with you. That kind of Hyperliquid. I don't know if Hyperliquid can kind of gate some of those funds, but I just feel like there's something going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you said, it takes a special kind of person, or like you got to have some sort of information to really put 100 mil or a couple hundred mil or how much ever it was, fully.
Because all that money is coming out of Hyperliquid liquidity providers. Like, surely Hyperliquid's looking at this and thinking, man, our LPs are getting crushed by this whale who clearly has some edge here, some informational edge. I feel like it's in their interest to protect their LPs and say, look, like we need more information here before we can release these funds. But I don't know if that's how Hyperliquid works. But yeah, let's go spread.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about that for a while, man. I got to get that off my chest. Like,
no, you're good. Actually, it's a really you make a really good point.
Yeah, I hate to see that extraction out of the market. Like, yeah.
I mean, that's taken from us that are here every day and actually making these markets move versus, putting it back into our hands. So yeah, definitely worth a mention. Here's spread. So what is spread? Spread is basically a prediction markets terminal. And I had a few posts that I wanted to kind of go through, but first, let's go through their Twitter account. Perfect. So Polymarket Trading Terminal. I've heard it's also for Kalshi, but I'm not that's not confirmed at all. There was also a picture of the terminal itself. I'm not sure. I believe it might be even in this video that they posted. Let's take a look at this video real quick. Josh's favorite mode. So that's pretty much the platform, and I don't know if you guys caught a peek of it at the beginning. This is the platform here. So it looks like a legit trading terminal. It doesn't look any different from something like an ICM or a Padre, for example, but except it's just for prediction markets. You have your trending, your watch list, you have your buy and sell, your yes and no, if you will. So it caught a lot of traction. Here's the thing. This caught traction because essentially a few people called it, right? Like, I like that it's, the word is spread, but I've looked at prediction market stuff before, or not before, but just recently. I've been looking at prediction market projects, and they've been beaten down, man. They've been beaten down. So I've been kind of looking to see, like, when does prediction markets like come back into play? And I saw the Poly Market UFC update. I don't know if you guys saw that. Poly Market just officially partnered with UFC. So here's this video real quick. I'll play it for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event. Sorry, I'm late. I just don't give a fuck.
That's a dope ad.
Bro, yo, shout out Dana White though. Low key, he probably went to all these prediction markets and said, "Don't put UFC on your platform; you're gonna get sued." And then struck like a deal here to make this super lucrative. Really quick, like I personally think poly market and prediction market betting is much more interesting for UFC than like the old betting lines were. Like, I think it's just more real time. It's more fluid. There's a graph there that shows the change in odds over time. Like, I think that's amazing. Sorry, Chill. You're muted if you're trying to say something.
Oh shoot, I was muted. Yeah, no, look, I love this partnership for them. I think it just works hand in hand. Like, I think it's very what's that? My dude.
Yo,
got
your
the new
host
mic.
just got his new mic in, guys. This is thanks to shout out to our sponsors that believed in us and put money into us to help me get a mic so that stream sounds good. So just thought that just literally came in the door right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll be getting mines here shortly as well. So both of our audios are about to be turned up, guys. Again, just doing things over the next few weeks and months that'll level up the viewing experience for you guys. So keep us in mind. We're working here. They've got a lot going on in the background. So mics are just the beginning. Next we'll be in Dubai. The boys would be in at Met Dhabi. So yeah, a lot of things coming for MCG. But coming back to this conversation around spread, Jeet Sparrow. So I see that Poly Market, they partnered with UFC. Look at the impressions on this video. 6.6 million, right? 6.6 million views. So I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, like, you see thread guys, in here. Oh, shout out to the boy Damien. Deeb's DeFi. Wow, I haven't seen him in a long time. Deeb's DeFi. Like, you see, like, a lot of people are, they're looking at this, they're watching. But like, look at the Poly Market charts. Let's just go to a few charts. I think spread is literally the only chart that is actually doing good when it comes to prediction markets, at least on Solana. I'll say that, at least on Solana. Maybe there's some on base. Let's I can't look at any other chains, but the ones on Solana are not the best. They're not doing the best. Spread is the first, but it has a lot of attention because it got a few KOLs in there, got a few Chads that called it out. So I think it's getting a little bit of lift from that. What I would like to see is I want to see it sustain. And this sell-off right here, this sell-off is rough, but I think that coincided with the Bitcoin pullback, right? So I think that's what this sell-off reflects. Worth a bid, in my opinion, at least at these levels. The first time I heard about this, When did I hear about spread? Let me check the GC real quick. Spread. When did I get this? First scanned at 600K. Yeah, 600K was when I got this call out. Oh, my bad, 300K. 300K. So honestly, from even some of like the earliest guys that are on top of things, this is only up 3x from their entry. So I'm assuming that's why you saw a lot of profit taking over here. You saw a lot of profit taking here. I missed the entry yesterday at 700K. I should have bought here actually. So now I'm kind of thinking, wow, well, maybe this is a good area to buy, right? In my opinion, not a bad place, to get involved. But I would love to see spread sustain this run, because this chart also is another one that looks pretty strong. If you go to the hourly, this also looks pretty strong when you view it like that and like that, right? So you see that it's just kind of trending upward here, kind of trending up. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But honestly, guys, I put out a tweet today, and I think this literally applies. Bang. I said this is still valid in my opinion. On-chain utility is picking up. Slow cooks like Avicii and Ace are doing well. New launches on MetaDAO and Soar are holding. Opportunities are slowly starting to multiply. The time spent here over the next few weeks should be very profitable. Still need to be selective with what you trade, because I activated the 3-week sprint, guys. I don't know about y'all. Next 3 weeks, like I'm fully trenching. I'm in the mix. I'm in the mix for the foreseeable future. And so far it's been pretty profitable. We got a couple degen, utility plays that I'm kind of trading. Not much things that I can call or hold long term, but there's a lot that's kind of like being built. And I think spread is kind of on its way to being outside of a degen call. But I don't think it's quite there yet. I need a little bit more information on them. And I need a little bit more, I need to see a little bit more about what they're building. And I also want to see if Polymarket gets involved in some way, because I heard I heard Polymarket is a little bit clunky, but they're coming out with an app, right? So I don't know what the reception of a platform like this and what the competition looks like. I think that's what I need a little bit more information on. So Jeet Sparrow, that was a lot. Hopefully that explained it a little bit better for you. So yeah, hopefully that shed some light on that. What else? I think that's all I got today. Tomorrow, or I should say next week, I should have some more. I'll be off stream tomorrow, but I'll see you guys back on stream next week. Josh and Dom will be taking the lead tomorrow. But guys, I might be starting up my Telegram channel again. Let me know in the chat if y'all would like to my Telegram again. Let me know.
We have I know Pepe says he found something. Pepe, I saw you in my DMs. Let me just confirm.
Yeah, Pepe, the same thing.
Project.
The same thing, Pepe. Like I've been also kind of like spotting like 100K, 200K projects. There's a few that I'm in right now. That like the tech is really cool. Like there's one that's like a AI agent. Like the dev is gonna like drop his GitHub and stuff like that, and it's a really like huge type of project. It's kind of similar to like a truth terminal type thing. But there's other projects. Like I know there's one that's like connected to the dev of THRT. There's one there. Like there's a couple of these that are doing really well. Even something like BUBL sitting low, but I need to see more of these rip, right? We've seen a few of them go up. Spread is one example. I've been in I just actually, like, there's one that I was trading earlier today. That's really solid. That started to candle. So yeah, a lot, there's a lot of projects there, but not enough bidders yet. Not enough bidders. Okay. I see all in the chat. Top fumbler. Start it. Pepe, yes, please. A King's Mentality, yes to the Telegram. Ave, you're down for a chill TG. Okay. So here's the breakdown. Let me just quickly explain. We got to wrap here in a couple of minutes, guys. We've been streaming for like a little minute now, while Josh gets his brand new mic set up. So here's the thing. I started a Telegram channel about I don't know, maybe like a year ago. I have not been active in it for the last like probably 8 months or something. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've actually been like super active, actively hunting in that TG. So here's the thing. It's a call. It's like an announcement channel, but you have like a comment section where you can like comment, and like I basically would, I'd comment in there. The thing with a Telegram channel, like as far as like one where you can send messages back and forth, when you get like 50 or 100 people in there, like the messages become like unmanageable. And so that's the thing. It's like I like the announcement channel that has comment section where you guys can like, I can interact and like bounce ideas off you guys. But then at the same time, I don't want to open up a full on just like group chat, because it's like, it becomes too much information, right? Too much messages. So let me know what you guys think about that. You guys think the announcement channel with the comments, is that good enough, Top Fumbler? Is that good enough for you? I'm all about value, man. Like I want to lead with what works for you guys, what you guys will think, what you guys think is the best. So let me know if that works. If it is, I'll probably end up like posting a link, and maybe, who knows, maybe I'll do it here first. Maybe I'll do it on stream.
Hello.
Dang, that sounds crispy, boy. I love it. You're sounding good, Josh. You're sounding good. Top Fumbler. Oh, that's good. A King's Mentality. Bet. Pepe, I'm in Dinero Dom's TG. He only has the comments. Great stuff. Okay, cool. Top Fumbler. Modern Market TG is kind of nice. Open channel and some announcements.
Hey, Jill, are you there by chance?
Yeah. You're sounding wonderful, my guy. Super clear. Okay. So guys, look, as markets start to, I'm gonna probably I'll probably like, get on a new wallet, trading like actively. I'm already trading out. But as far as like the TG, maybe, who knows, maybe next week when we start the trading challenge with Josh, myself, and Dom, maybe I announce a TG channel or something. I don't know. We'll see. If you're already in that TG though,
it'd be sick to track it in TG. I feel like we don't want to like, clam up the MCG account, but we would like to post updates. So I think that's the use case for things like TG. So I've been in Chill's TG, I've been in Dom's TG. Very good. They're very good.
Let me ask you guys this. Real quick, chat. What do you guys think about an MCG TG channel? Like, what would you want out of that? Would you guys be down? I'm down for some network connection around quality stuff. Sounds good, Jeet Sparrow. Yeah, I try to like, so here's the thing with my TG, guys. This is where I share some degen stuff, right? Like we deal with like legit ICM projects. And of course, if I find those at a low market cap, absolutely. But like these tend to be like, 100K, 150K, 200K that I'll share in my Telegram that I can't post on Twitter. Like I can't post a sub 100K, like I had THRT at 70K, guys. I had THRT at 70K. And I can't call that on Twitter. Like I can't. Like that would be
Yeah.
super irresponsible. I can't even call that on MCG because again, just it's too big of a platform for something that low. But you know, a kind of like gated Telegram, like where it's only a few of us in there. It's super, you know, it's not like, you know, I think right now I have like 1,400 in the Telegram. But if I include you guys, maybe less than 2,000 at most, you know, so maybe that'll be a better place to put something like a THRT in, right? Something that's really solid tech, has a really good community around it. So yeah, some of those early plays, maybe a Telegram channel will be good, but we're thinking about an MCG channel. So let us know what you want out of it, guys. Let us know
the trading competition in MCG. So we'll get her going. I also, like Chill, I think you're right. Like we had a rule, Chill and I, that we wouldn't call anything like under, I don't know, 200K or 150K. You know, 100K, anything under 100K is hard no. Like I can't even, we can't bring that on screen. It just gets too PvP. Even like 200K is a little PvP-ish, but you know, like at this state, in this day and age, 200K is the 2 million from 2024. So, you know, we had to lower it a little bit, but I mean, yeah, man, stub bonding only. No, bro, absolutely not, man, absolutely not. That would be too wild. Yeah, we don't want people getting hurt either, guys. Like that's the other thing. I think why I liked ICM and the only reason I was okay streaming at the beginning is because we were talking originally about like soul utility, and I felt that felt like more like fundamental value rather than like, you know, let's just look at a chart and hope it goes up and down. It's like stuff like dupe is like controlled by external factors that are not even just sentiment. Some of it's the revenues of the business, some of it's how many users they're onboarding. Because remember, dupe has to buy dupe tokens to then give to the users to onboard them. So, you know, on days like today when it's the number one in the app store, there's natural demand there. But I think we have something dropping real quick. Let me just double check on that.
Yeah, and I'll say this one last thing. We'll probably end up wrapping this in the next couple of minutes, guys. Christ believe is truly the worst. Down. Holy crap. Let me just real quick. Gosh. All right, Dave. I'll bite. Let's see. 12 mil market cap. That's the weekly chart. That's crazy.
Dude, right, like think about it for a second. Like how do you do this? How?
I don't know, man. You know, people are calling it, you know, an extraction. People are like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, hey, look, if that's not your priority, then that's not your priority, right? Like, and that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Criminal chart, MCG channel would be dope. Sounds good, GGG. MCG channel will be dope. Bet we'll try to make that work.
All right, we have some news breaking, so I'll share this. I just saw this pop up. Yeah, let's get off this believe chart. That just makes me a little mad in some ways for belief holders. And I mean, we had Taylor on a few times just to like, you know, talk it through, or Steg on a few times just to talk it through, man. Like what's going on? Hopefully people made their own decisions off that, but man, that's just brutal. All right, so Viva Wallet onboarding is now live. Over 3 million Viva app users can now onboard through our proprietary Bolivian KYC system and instantly purchase Viva on the open market using local BUBL currency. And to note, they are the only on-ramp in the country in the local Bolivianos currency, just so you know. It's a country of 13 million people. This unlocks the next stage of compliant nationwide adoption at scale. Although the wallet is live for everyone, we're rolling out exclusively promotions to family and friends of our 1,000 plus employees to spark early momentum and stress test the wallet before we open our ad exchange floodgates of ads to all app users. So this ad exchange, there's two elements to this. One is they have a promotional program within the country, so ads within the country that they're going to run. The second part is the revenues from the ad exchange also will kind of fuel some of this flywheel. Now, we don't know the exact percentage. I've heard that the ad network is like $100 to $200 million business. Someone was asking in the replies, but I actually wasn't 100% sure. And I don't know if they've announced that publicly, but they've kind of alluded to it on MCG that it's in that 9-figure range. To remove every barrier to entry, the Viva wallet not only simplifies onboarding, but automatically covers all gas fees, turning the buy experience into an instant, frictionless on-ramp for millions. 13 million people. Auto earning of 20%. So referral commissions and Viva purchase with Bob, no gas fees in app, all funded from buybacks. And this is only the warm up. What's next? So this 20% auto earnings. So they have a yield that they're giving people, and the yield is paid out in Viva. Now that is not inflationary rewards, folks. That Viva is bought on the open market from revenues from their ad exchange and then given to those Viva users. The other thing to note here is the audience isn't crypto degens. So it's not like, you know, someone's going to come in and yield farm this. It's like more so local local real citizens and employees and their family are going to, you know, adopt this, and then the yield is generated there, and they'll likely hold it rather than like sell it out. So I don't know, Chill, if you have anything else to add here.
No, nothing else to add. I mean, look, they're like pumping out updates like it's nobody's business, and the chart is still in a buy zone. So yeah, I mean, you got the breaking news here. Let's look at this video.
What's up, Samuel? Oh man, Samuel just doxed all his info. No, I'm kidding. Let's watch that again. Here. So wallet onboarding, deposit. Okay, you put in some. Okay, so this is the KYC process. Again, looking super clean. All right, get a face. There we go. Send. Yeah, I mean, that's clean. So you just KYC once. And again, it's not KYC for you crypto degens. It's KYC for people in the country. So don't get all up in a bunch that, oh, it's not like permissionless and all private, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, this is real citizen adoption. This ain't crypto degen adoption.
Yeah, that's the other thing to keep in mind. Like this is the, like, we've been talking about this for weeks. We've been talking about this for weeks, and rolling out to users in Bolivia. This is huge.
All right. Sorry, Charlie. Yeah, not to finish your thought there for you. GGG.
You're good.
Have you seen Racer? Okay. I wonder if that chart is just. All right, let's see what that chart's doing.
No, it looks like the chart is looking pretty good. Not gonna lie. We were covering it earlier.
We covered it earlier. GGG. Let's see.
I think this is the right chart, right? Hold on, let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, this is that chart. This is that chart. It went almost 2x since we covered the launch.
All right, I'm gonna pull it.
Let me share my screen.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna screenshot it and
yeah, maybe
yeah,
not worth a screenshot. Not yet, in my opinion. But when you look at the 1 minute, you know, we were covering it like here, like right, and it kind of trickled up a little bit, kind of almost a 2x, but then nothing to go crazy about.
Yeah,
but
nice.
yeah, we did cover the launch earlier though. GGG. I'm interested to see how the game goes. But Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got for today. You guys are amazing. We actually we've made huge moves. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. Over 6,000 followers. We
Jeez.
appreciate you guys' support.
Thanks to all you guys.
6041. Yeah, no, appreciate you guys. Links in the MCG bio. So go ahead and click on that. Check out our links. As you can see below, download the Mobi app, use code
Chill, you are cutting out, my guy.
GG.
You are
freaking A.
You are cutting
It is
out.
time. That means it is time to wrap the stream, guys.
Yeah, it is time. The only last thing I'll say is I know CPT and ICM Run are doing a Spaces, I believe at 4 p.m. Eastern today. So in about an hour. I don't remember where the link to that is because I
can
keep
send
trying
it to you.
Oh yeah, it's right today at 4 p.m. So this might be worth hopping on. Obviously we've covered CPT extensively. We had the founders on at launch with Soar. That was a vibe. Our biggest stream in history, 11,000 live viewers, was wild, crazy day. But here you go. Don't know what's going on at 4 p.m. MCG may or may not be on this with you guys. Yeah. I think we'll leave her there. I don't know if
ton of information to be had.
Yeah,
thank
man,
you so
my
much
guy,
for the support.
My
Ton of
guy
things to
Chill
look out
is
for.
cutting out, bro.
Damn it.
Damn it, bro. It's the tabs. The tabs.
The freaking tabs. I'm out of here, guys.
All right,
Peace.
see you guys.